The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
On this week's episode of Anything, Everything, and Nothing with Lynn and Kim, the ladies check in about muscle spasms, the Big 52, and Lynn's road trip to Greensboro. Brother Khemet from the Black Gumbo podcast joins the show to have a conversation about God. They discuss Aries spirit struggles, Terrence Howard and the Flower of Life. Brother Khemet drops the knowledge and encourages the listeners to research for themselves. And after all that heavy talk, the show could not end without "This ain't got nothing to do with nothing." Here are the ladies and Brother Khemet. Enjoy the show.
They talk about anything, everything, and nothing. Talk about anything, everything, and nothing. You rockin' with Lynn, you rockin' with Kim. They go back and forth on different topics, they get it in. They talk about anything, everything, and nothing. It's the podcast. Oh wow, what's up?
Welcome to episode 59 of Anything, Everything, and Nothing with Lynn and Kim.
Brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Visit our website at www.godefylife.com for all your favorite podcast content, music, sports, movies, and Defy Life gear.
Listen, download and subscribe on the show to the show.
Not on the show.
To the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Defy Life Pods, Spotify, or on any of your other podcasts.
Yep.
Podcast platforms.
Ooh, Jesus.
Wait, I think I was combining favorite and platform.
You did
or
something.
Podcast.
Maker.
Yeah, like Maker.
You did something. Something.
Podcast.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. Y'all can see how this podcast going to go already today,
no,
right?
No, you can't. No.
Listeners, listen. We need y'all to press play. Okay? Our numbers are back up. We need them to go upper. Is upper a word? We need them to go upper.
Up
in the upper room. We need them to go upper. That's right. In the upper room. That's right. Email us at AEN@godefylife.com. And don't forget to rate us. What, sis?
5 stars.
Not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1.
And
we need 5.
Give us a comment. Give us a like. Listen.
Say, I knew you were going there. Where you going?
We don't have no comments.
Oh.
We don't have no stars. We ain't got no email.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm tired.
I don't really care about that. I thought you was gonna go with the thing with what Jay said,
and I put it out. Y'all look for it. I'm gonna post it every day.
Every day
from my personal page and the AEN page. The only thing you have to do to support us is share it, like it, comment, play it,
rate, and comment. Something.
That's how you support your girls and what we doing.
That's it.
In any other podcast that you listen to.
Right.
The support is easy. We ain't asking you for $1 million.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2, 5, 10, or 20.
2 at the least, 20 at the most.
At the most.
To become a patron.
Exactly. But outside of that, we just want you to listen.
Listen.
That's it. I don't know.
I just don't know what else to do.
Okay, can I say what's on my heart?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
I love Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. He's gone. Mm-hmm. I done seen 9 million people buying Kobe Bryant T-shirts and stuff for $20, $40,
bracelets.
and bracelets and stuff. But you won't support your own people,
right? Dot sent a thing to Messenger. Just one of these things,
right?
The Defy Life bracelet.
But here's the thing: is it Vanessa doing that?
I don't know. Who's doing it?
Vanessa's not doing that.
Talking about donate and the proceeds go to whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
Okay,
but
I'm just saying. Why not? Why not support your own?
Right, your own. Well, your own as in he's our own, but he is.
But what I'm saying is,
on another level,
he's a gazillionaire. But I promise you, Vanessa is taking her and the family are they're taken care of.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, I call people, say,
Support you.
hey guys, listen, we got a podcast. We're Black on Network, trying to do our thing.
right.
Why don't you be a patron? Okay, yeah. What's that? But then you'll go spend $2 on a lottery ticket. You know
On
what I'm
a
saying?
lottery ticket?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just
buy the
aggravating.
Kobe bracelet.
It's
And I'm just
aggravating. I don't know.
Support your dollarnaires. I'm a dollarnaire.
She says,
Please
support your dollarnaires.
the
Jesus.
dollarnaires.
Okay, and what is a dollarnaire?
I have $1.
Tyrone, what? I'm getting ready to bring in Tyrone, also known as Brother Khemet. Are you a dollarnaire or a thousandaire?
I'm just a dollarnaire right now. Tyrone might be a thousandaire.
Okay.
Are you a hundredaire?
I'm a low thousandaire.
Low thousandaire.
Low thousandaire.
Okay, well, I'll give myself a little more credit. I'll be a hundredaire.
A hundredaire.
On some weeks.
Yes.
I'm a dollarnaire. But
Yes.
I'm a hundredaire.
Well, guys, I guess y'all heard me bring in.
Millionaire.
Oh.
Speak it.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Okay.
You got to think it.
You got to think it.
gotta
Okay.
think it. You gotta
got
speak
it or
it.
not, but you got to think it.
Right.
I'm a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire.
Say it. All
I
right.
am a millionaire.
That's right. Now, Mr. T,
Mr. T.
I'm trying to see. Do you want me to call you Khemet? Because see, this. Okay, guys.
Can't make no promises.
As y'all see, we have a special guest today.
Yeah, y'all done
And
heard it.
it's my dearest friend Tyrone, also known as Brother Khemet. So if you hear me say Tyrone or Brother Khemet, it's the same person, okay? But I just get excited. I get excited. So anyway, like I said, we have Brother Khemet here today for our episode 59. And hey, Brother Khemet.
Hey, how you guys doing? I really appreciate you guys inviting me to be on the show.
Oh, I don't know if they're ready. I
Huh?
don't know
Well,
if they're ready.
I don't know if I'm ready.
No, it's not that hard. It's actually simple.
Okay.
So how do we know Brother Khemet from the network?
Well, let me start out by how I know Brother Khemet.
Okay.
I met Brother
I like
Khemet
it.
when I was 8. So this is a check-in.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're checking. I met Brother Khemet at the age of 15. And I'll be
Ooh, that was a long time ago. God, no.
and I'll be 52 on Monday. So that lets you know that
Long time ago.
that's the relationship that we have, okay?
Great.
And he's like my male person. He's my male you.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
So
All
I mean,
right.
I don't know how to explain it. I will put my life in this man's hands, and I trust everything about him to the
All
core.
right.
So it is what it is.
Okay.
Okay. So now you want me to go ahead and check in? Did we
Yeah,
move around?
go ahead.
So that's that. Guys, I had muscle spasms this week. They're no joke. I was just sitting, minding my business, got a knot in my neck, and it wouldn't let go. Okay. End up having to go to urgent care to get some sickle pickle flackalack. That's obviously not the name of it, but
whatever.
and then some promo como sibo assassin. Okay. And it took 2 days, but it unwind that thing. But the muscle spasms ain't no joke, Bo. They put me down. They put me down. As I just stated, I'll be 52 on Monday. All right. And we're not gonna have nothing this week. I got a surprise. We're gonna do a little combination something in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so excited already.
The older I get, it seems like not the bigger deal that it is. You know what I'm saying? One time you wanted to have a get together and party and stuff. Well, not a party. I ain't never been a party, but I just it's just kind of like
Happy birthday.
I'm glad to be here and and all that stuff like that. My last check-in last night, I watched the Lakers game. They played. Let's see, the Lakers played. Damn, I just watched the game last night. Who they played? They played the Portland Trailblazers.
Okay.
They lost.
The
But
Lakers
boy,
lost?
yes, but boy, did they give a tribute to Kobe. I was,
I saw people posting about it on Facebook.
Man,
I was
look
like, I'm
here.
glad I ain't see it.
Usher did
I ain't got it.
Amazing Grace.
Oh,
wait a minute, was it Amazing Grace? He did. What did he sang? What did he sing? He sang something, but anyway, I was like snotting,
Forgive me for not knowing. LeBron still play for the Lakers?
Oh, jeez. Yes, this is his second year. Yeah.
Child, I don't know.
Okay, and so
I don't watch nothing.
Usher sang, Boyz II Men sing. They did a montage of all kind of interviews with Kobe, and to hear his voice, and it had it dark in the arena. Ooh, it was like, it was so heartwarming. You know what I'm saying? And but they sent him out with that tribute last night. It was good. It was good.
Glad I didn't see it.
Okay, sis, that's all I got.
Okay.
What you got?
Well, working churn.
Of course.
Same.
Working churn or working one child?
I mean, listen, churn.
Okay.
'Cause that counts CJ, that counts talking to Amir on the phone, and that counts physically dealing with Edison. So work and churn.
Work and churn.
As usual.
Okay.
So me and the kiddos gonna take a little trip.
Little road trip.
All
right,
to
okay.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Greensboro.
Shout out to my little cousin Bakari. Whose birthday was actually last week.
Okay.
But it's being celebrated today at some little, I don't know, like Adrenaline, High Wire, little place like that.
Okay.
But it's at night because they're doing a glowing
cute
something or other.
How old is Bakari?
Bakari's 8.
Okay.
And
right at the age where me and Edison can get down with it. Okay.
Definitely.
Cool.
They're super excited. And it just, I wished him a happy birthday. And this is my cousin Victoria's son, who, we went to the mountains with. Mm-hmm. He was the third kid in the mountain trip. Because there was only 3 of them. But we are trying to do better.
You should. Don't try.
We are doing better.
Going to do better. That's right.
She moved from Atlanta to Greensboro, so she's a tad bit closer. A tad bit. And I just felt like if I could do it, why not?
Why not? Mm-hmm.
We ain't never celebrated a birthday. Mary Edison just met him in November.
Good.
For the first time.
Good.
So,
and this is Pop's people. This is Pop's
daddy's
sister's daughter. I got
right.
it. I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
So, we are making it our business as a family to be closer, stay closer.
Good.
And just, not let time go by without seeing it. Because we would go years. 3, 4, 5 years.
And there's no excuse for that. You can pick up the phone and say hello. You can send a text.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go, but you can still stay in contact. There's no reason, no excuse not to do so.
And as a family, we're already in the planning for the next holiday trip or whatever we're going to do.
Okay.
So we are definitely making it a point to do better. So I felt like this is a way to do better as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Me and the kiddos and their daddy.
What? Whoa! What? Wait a minute.
Yes, daddy's going to.
Can I say what's on my heart?
Yes.
Mr. always got something to do?
Yeah, child.
He done found some time to go on a 2-hour road trip?
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn. I'm about to get scrubbed. What?
Yes,
what?
girl.
Oh, Lord.
Who is it? Go
ahead. Go ahead. I got that.
So anyway, girl. Kim say,
okay.
I don't have nothing to do after he got something to do. But he finished doing what he got to do right in time to go. So.
Okay. Yay for baby daddy. I like it. Okay. I like it. All right.
Special guest.
Check in with us.
Well, I had a wonderful week.
Okay.
And Kim did, even though she had muscle spasms.
we both twisted in the day.
We went to Hartsville High. We had a financial literacy seminar with 22 young males.
Oh, it was all male.
All males. And
cute.
she fought through it.
Yes.
And made it through.
Yes.
It was rough on the way back.
I was on the struggle bus. I
can imagine.
Woo.
But she made it through.
Yes.
Like a champ.
Because I'm a warrior.
I heard you had to deliver her to the bed.
No, it didn't quite get that bad yet.
Like, let me help you.
But then, so that was the start of the week. So that started out great. I got a contract on flip that I'm doing.
Well,
better, so.
That's why he's a millionaire.
Correct.
Okay.
So everything, the whole week was great.
All
so
right.
I have nothing to complain about.
All right.
When you're making money,
ain't nothing to complain
as
about.
Reverend Ike said, we're going to introduce y'all to Reverend Ike in a couple of weeks. What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
Why can't we? Why can't I?
Make money?
And be wealthy.
Sure.
And live good. What's wrong with that?
Says who?
But anyway, okay. Well, guys, that was our check-in. Mm-hmm. Since we have our guests, we're gonna do a whole different kind of show. Our format is different. I know, do not cuss us out because y'all ain't gonna get your entertainment and in the news. Okay, don't do that. However,
we sorry.
Are we really sorry?
Not really.
Not really.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's our show and we can do what the hell we want to do.
Oh.
So we've decided that we wanted to go a little deep today. Okay, so now what we got? We're not going to do AEN in the news. We're not going to do
Black folk
blue ain't for you. We're not going to do stories that make you say ah. But we got a hell of a main topic. And we had, in order not to rush it, we had to make sure that we allotted.
Yes, good word.
Word of the day. Word of the week. Allotted enough time for our special guest to come on and lay some knowledge. Guys, if you don't listen to Black Gumbo, please. Brother Khemet, when can they listen to Black Gumbo? On the 1st and the
15th
of each month.
Right.
So that means tomorrow.
That
means tomorrow we will have another. Wait a minute. Today is
the 5th.
Oh, today is the 1st. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will have another episode of Black Gumbo coming from Black Gumbo today. So that's all right.
All right.
Okay. So.
And it ties into this particular topic.
Well, ain't that cute? So y'all gonna have to listen to both.
Listen, so that wouldn't just happenstance. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm sure it wasn't. But it's okay.
Well, guys, what happened was earlier this week, I was sent a video, and the video was Aries Spears. I want to call him Aries.
That's my cousin.
Aries Spears, and he's a comedian. He's a comedian,
and he is funny.
He does the best impersonations. He does the best impersonations. Yeah. And so it got me to thinking. So when it captures me, I send it to Lynn. We both saw the video, and we be like, Brother Khemet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because we are both kind of in that phase of, what are we doing? Where are we going? What do we really think? And what do we really know? So, okay, did I just go too far? Because weren't we supposed to do something with Brother Khemet? Are we following the lead?
What you mean?
Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I went by the video, but then did I do the
introduction?
Introduction to Brother Khemet?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, hell.
Well,
yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Okay, well, we gonna get to that. I got a little discombobulated. Well, help me out, sis.
No, I didn't know you got discombobulated. Okay. These two were combined.
Well, yeah, that's what threw me off. Y'all know I'm anal, and I
do the news.
I got thrown off. Yeah, woo. But anyway, okay. So anyway, we got the video, and the topic of the video was what did Aries say? He said, Should we question God? Should we question God? Right. And so that made us think about, because y'all know I'll come on all the time and I talk about I'm a heathen, and I'm joking, you know. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to really delve, is that a word? Mm-hmm. Okay. We wanted to delve into the whole God versus
Buddha versus Allah versus
God. For me, it was more of what is God
versus.
Okay. For me, it was God and black people. How did the concept of God get us to where we are today? That's what it was, right?
The video addressed that a little bit.
Yes. Right. So before we get into all that, I'm going to ask, or we'll ask Brother Khemet, would you share your perspective or your thoughts about God?
Do you want to play the video first?
Well, I thought we were gonna do that, and then however it doesn't matter.
I think you may want to share the video, which would give the listeners a perspective of
that's what I'm thinking too. Before Tyrone starts talking.
Okay. All right. So then, let's play the video by Aries Spears.
One of the biggest challenges that I want to take on is to be able to go in front of a black audience and say, I don't believe in God, which is blasphemous. Because we in the black community, like Richard Pryor said, black people, we tight with God. And I just don't understand how we as a people historically put so much faith into this thing called God, but yet for 400 years we were in chains. For 400 years we prayed. For 400 years, black people have a saying in church where we go, the pastor comes out and he goes, God is good, ain't he? And we say all the time. All the time.
God is good.
All the time. 400 years, all the time. The 60s, all the time. The 4 black girls that died in the church bombing in Alabama, all the time. The 9 black people shot by Dylan Roof in church, praising God. You would think if the one place you are safe, a safety zone, is in his house, and if God and the angels can't protect you in his house all the time. I've always said I've always been in a struggle with religion and God, because I know that there are more of them out there, but I think I'm this close, if I'm not already there, to being a black atheist. I don't know that I believe in God.
There's a black atheist. There's a lot of them.
I haven't completely crossed over, But I'm like Anakin Skywalker. I'm so close to the dark side that I'm starting to feel like my faith in religion and humanity and what this all is supposed to mean is a bunch of bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
Faith and humanity.
Yeah. See, and I don't know whether God is black or white, but here's my thinking. Let's just say, okay, God is black. And people, slaves are praying and, oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Freedom gonna come one day. Well, freedom is inevitable. We weren't gonna stay slaves forever. So you mean to tell me 400 years later, finally being free, now we want to go, he might not come when you call, but he's always on time. If 400 years is on time, that's tardiness. So if God is real, he's a nigga because he's late. And if God is white, you putting all your praise into this white God who clearly didn't give a fuck about you either. So which is he? Is he black? Is he white? If he's black, why wouldn't you look out for your own people? If he's white, now you showing love to this figure who kept you locked up. None of that makes sense to me.
And you say you haven't totally crossed over?
No, because I look at things. I look at things like when I travel, and I've been all over the world, and I look at certain places, and I look at the beauty of certain things in terms of the earth and just animal and nature, and I go, it's got to be a God.
Right.
But then I pick up a newspaper, and I read how a 4-year-old girl gets kidnapped, raped, and murdered. Now, I know they say God gives man free will. If God gives man free will, okay, I get that. But like the mafia, women and kids should be off limits.
Yeah.
It's nothing more terrible. I have 3 kids. My youngest daughter is 5. Love her to death. I couldn't imagine what it must be like for a child to feel the terror of I'm losing my life. Where's my mother and father?
Yeah.
Someone help me. And if God can't step in at that moment and go, look, I know I give man free will, but this is a kid. All bets is off. So I don't, that doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Too much of what goes on in this life does not make sense to me. I don't know if I'm overthinking it. I don't know that because I'm getting older, I start questioning my own mortality. When you're young, you're arrogant.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna live forever. You think you're gonna look like a movie star forever.
Yeah.
Your shit don't stink. You the baddest and the best in the world. But the older you get, and your back starts hurting, and you making noise when you get out of bed, and what's this pain on my knee? And you start questioning your mortality, and you realize through being humble, shit is weird. It's just weird, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the clip by Aries Spears. And we are going to ask Tyrone some questions before we actually dig into the clip. I'm sorry, Brother Khemet. Oh, Lord.
That's okay. That's
Y'all
number one.
forgive
I'm
me.
going to count how many times we say Tyrone versus Brother Khemet.
Right.
Okay.
It don't matter.
The whole
It don't
time.
matter. It's all the same. All the same.
So we know, because we know Brother Khemet personally, we know that he has a perspective and he has some thoughts about the subject matter that Aries is currently questioning. Apparently, for whatever reason, Aries is kind of in a purgatory right now. He's in between.
That's a good
word. He
word.
don't know what to think.
That's right.
Do I think on the left? Do I think on the right? What is happening? Brother Khemet has an answer for one of those perspectives that Aries discussed. So we're going to get his perspective at this point and then roll on and get into what was discussed in the clip.
Okay. Work to me.
So, Brother Khemet.
Yes, how you guys?
Share your perspective on God, sir.
Okay. That's really an easy perspective.
Okay.
I always ask people this question. We grow up and we are trained, basically, we're taught these things.
Yes.
Okay, so as we know, and by Dr. Bruce Lipton, we know that by the time we are 7 years old, that our brain is what is called a theta mode. And in that theta mode, we're basically in a recording state. But even before we're born, when they're in the womb, they're receiving the information that's coming in that environment already.
Okay.
So they're being programmed. We are being programmed at a very early age. And by the time we're between 7 and 10, that programming and those core beliefs are pretty much locked into the person, the little human.
Okay.
So they can basically, the ancients used to always say that if you give me a child from birth, by the time they're 7, if you give them to me and let me keep them till they're 7, I can tell you how they're going to be as an adult.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
And the reason they can tell you that is because programming. You got to think about it. When you create a program in a computer and you put it in the computer, it runs just like Windows. Windows do what it's supposed to do. It don't deviate from the program. Right. It runs what it's supposed to do. So when I program you to accept something and believe something, and it's reinforced by your complete environment. So with people of color here in America, right, we were forced to accept a set of information, especially during slavery. Now, here's the thing. Not all the information is bad.
Okay.
When I'm talking about in Christianity, not all of it is bad.
Right.
But what we have today is a derogatory version of it, a degraded version of it.
All right, degraded.
I mean, we don't have.
That's the second word of the week. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have it in its original form.
Right.
Okay.
And we hadn't done the research. So we were taught and we were trained because we got to understand the dynamics when it comes to us. And we can look at these dynamics and look at them with other people and other cultures. Even other people who follow Christianity, they don't follow it the way we do. We, and Aries Spears touched on this about black people tight with God, right?
Yes.
We think we are the direct link to God. That's how we see it. But at the same time, he looking around and he's beginning to see now something just ain't right.
Something ain't right. That's what he said.
Because you were taught, your common sense told you 1 + 1 is supposed to equal 2.
Right.
And it's not equaling 2. 2 and 2 is not equaling 4.
Right.
But he don't. What he's expressing today is he just don't know what it is. What he don't know what he missing on why these things are not adding up. Right.
Right.
Because you were taught. I give you a good example. My daughter, because she was hanging around my family when she was 3 and 4 years old, and I made a statement about Jesus that wasn't flattering, and she's like, "Daddy, don't say that." And I'm like, "You have no idea to tell me not to say something, because you have no idea who this is or what it is."
Okay.
But only because she has been hanging around my family and that's what they believe. Right. She had got attached to it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what takes place. That's what I'm saying. That environment is what seduces you to believe in certain things. And then the other part of the environment, by it being reinforced, you were taught not to question it. You got to think about it this way.
Hold on, Brother Kim. I just need to interrupt you. I got to ask you.
Okay.
I would like to know, what did you say about Jesus that was degrading? I mean, I really want to know. I honestly want to know. I mean,
I said it was unflattering.
Or unflattering. Okay, unflattering. Yeah. What did you say?
I called him a blonde-haired, blue-eyed cracker.
Okay.
Oh,
that's not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad.
Okay.
And if we offended any of our Christian listeners, we're sorry.
Well, that one that's presented to us is.
Listen, I thought it was way worse than that. That was light for you.
The one that's
saying it was unflattering.
Okay.
The one that's presented to us is from Scandinavia.
Oh, not Scandinavia. Okay, but I really wanted to know. And so calling Jesus a blue-eyed, blonde-haired cracker sent Cody like, "Daddy, how dare you say that?"
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
But she has at that age, she has no understanding
right.
that, of what that is.
Okay.
When you're talking about Jesus.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm just saying the programming, I'm just showing you how strong the programming is, because at that age, and it wasn't that she was a church person, it was just the fact that she was around other people who call themselves Christians.
Gotcha.
And that's what they talk about. And like I say, it's reinforced. Like in my podcast, I talk about the experiences that I've seen and heard about where kids are questioning concepts of God or Christianity or religion because they just don't know. Right? Their whole goal is to grow up because they don't know anything. They're born ignorant. Right. So they come in and they looking at, and kids have a different perspective because they don't have all the nuances in them, and we ain't put all the filters and all the stuff in them yet. They are free. That's why they would tell you the truth, right? Well, ooh, you ugly,
Right, right.
Ooh, you
Why you
stink.
got
You
that
stink.
on?
That's
Right,
right.
Okay,
Right.
they
Right.
would
That's
tell
right.
you
Oh, yeah.
the truth, right? So when they asking questions, they trying to find out to make sense of the world that they are growing up in.
Right.
So I talk about Young Pharaoh when Young Pharaoh was 11 years old, and you guys can check Young Pharaoh out on YouTube. This brother is real deep. I mean, he's not for everybody.
Oh, it's a current person.
It's a current,
Young
yeah,
Pharaoh.
yeah, it's a-
Young
okay,
Pharaoh.
yeah.
I got it. Okay.
And he was saying at 11 years old, he asked his auntie, well, who is God, mommy and daddy? Now, that's a fair question for a child that's 10, 11 years old.
It is.
And he got slapped in the mouth.
Oh.
Who is God's mommy and daddy?
Right.
And he was slapped in the mouth
He was
because he
slapped in
dared
the-
to ask that
He
question.
was slapped in the mouth.
Like literally.
Literally. I happened to be in a car with a young man that was explaining to his mother. He was like, I don't really know if I believe, I don't know if I believe in Jesus. He was only like 12, 13. And he was, I don't know. And she's like, don't you ever say that. That's stupid. That's stupid. Don't you ever say that. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because at 12, he's trying to make it make sense.
Right.
He's trying to make it 1
But
plus
what
1
I
is 2.
realize is that the state that we come out of, the slave mentality that we had, it's the same reason we physically beat our kids the way we beat our kids
Okay.
into submission, because we come from out of that slave mentality. And that's what we saw, because we come out the environment, those effects are still with us.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That the trauma is passed down. It's still with us.
Okay.
And we never had repair. There was never a repair. Just like when they talk about reparations, everybody only think about money. But without repairing, the money is nothing.
Don't mean anything. Right.
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 So my journey was a little different, because at age of 8 to 10, when I was in Sunday school,
Okay. I was hoping you would share this story.
right, I asked the question of, is God as powerful as y'all say he is? Because religion was something that never grabbed me up like some of my family members.
Even though you were in a family that was
Still is.
still right.
Yeah, everybody, not just the family, the friends, the associates. I mean,
Everybody.
We talking about, Christianity covers 35% of the population on earth. We talking about 3 to 4 billion people follow the religion of Christianity in some form or another, because it branches off to Mormons, Jehovah. All that's part of the Christian faith,
Okay.
right? So, and Islam take up a good billion.
Right.
Okay.
So between those two, they got over half of the population on earth.
Right.
But anyway, so I was asking the question was, God is powerful as, because you're a kid and they telling you the power of God, but then they telling you about this character named the devil, right?
Okay.
So wait a minute, now you say God is all this, then why don't God just get rid of the devil?
Okay.
As a kid,
Good question.
Yeah.
that would make good common sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the teacher, the Sunday school teacher, she struggled. She tried to tell me something, right? Mom, but you're a kid. So when you're a kid, you're basically, it's black and white. You don't understand all the other
Because
stuff.
all the good guys beat the bad
Right,
guys
right.
and everything else.
So that conversation went over into my grandparents. They told me
Oh,
something.
well, like you got told on?
Okay.
Or you
No, no,
asked
no.
again? Oh, okay.
No. This
You
is
asked-
basically
okay.
trying to get an answer.
Trying to get an answer.
Okay.
I got you.
Then,
So you asked in Sunday school.
right.
You took it
I
home.
wasn't
Okay.
So then I got
He wasn't satisfied.
No, well, if she was struggling to get an answer,
Well,
I bet he would.
see what happened was, and then in the manger,
Right, and
then the wise men came on a horse
in the boat, in the boat with the animals, and
and then
like Medea does.
yeah, Medea, yeah. And now go on, sit down now. Now go on, sit down. Okay,
Right.
anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Okay,
Okay, so then it went from there to the pastor.
okay.
Then it became almost, like I said in my podcast, it almost became comical because his stuff didn't even match up with the other
What they
two.
said.
So, I don't remember exactly what it, but it was just, for me,
You never got an answer.
I was looking for a good, solid answer, which should have came, because I think, as today, I'm like, okay, these people spend 3-4 days a week, all day, mostly on Sunday. They talk about it all throughout the week. And they hadn't done one piece of research. And this is a question for your viewers. Please tell us, where did the name God come from?
Oh. Ask me where it came from.
Greatest of dimensions. I don't know.
Girl, I thought you was for real. Shit, I thought you said that was conviction. I know, right? Yeah. Okay, ask me.
Where did the term God come from?
You know what, T? I don't know.
Correct.
It was God because my mama said it was God, and grandma and them said it was God.
The church
That's why.
So.
Now,
That's right.
What you just said is the best answer that you can ever give to any question that you don't know. But the problem that we have in our society, especially when you ask religious people, they try to create an answer, or they tell you the answer that they have been trained to tell you all their life without saying, I don't know. And one of the things, like with my mom asked her preacher, it was a question I posed to her, and he asked the preacher, why are all the depiction of Jesus white?
Okay.
And I gained the most respect for him because he answered it truthfully. He said, I don't know.
Okay.
He didn't try to give her some hocus pocus, some crazy.
Right.
He said, I don't know.
Well, I had a guess.
Right. But I'm saying, he said, but by saying I don't know, it leaves you the opportunity to explore to get an answer. Because if you don't know something, there's nothing wrong with not knowing something.
Right.
But don't pretend like you. See, we run across a lot of people who pretend like they know because they think they're supposed to know.
Right.
Right.
That's a very good point.
So they say, they give you something that, and you walk away like, I was more confused than I was before I asked you.
That's right.
Right. So saying I don't know is a great answer for something you don't know.
I still think it's the greatest of dimensions, but whatever.
Okay.
Fact check. Can we do a fact check right now?
I'm just saying that's a good question for the viewers to first, and this is a simple thing, find out where that even term come from.
So the question is, where did
the term
God come from? That's what I got. Okay.
And most Christians never question that.
Right.
Okay.
But then what about the term as in gods, the lowercase version of it, like Greek gods? And
I understand, but I'm saying where did the term God itself come from?
Okay. Are you going to tell us?
Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
That's research.
But we can still research it. But I want
to finish the.
Okay, can we Google it though?
Yeah, you can. Okay. But so what happened after that? After the preacher, like I say, it pretty much caused me to shut down. So.
Nobody get no answer.
Right. So, and because of that, now I didn't ask too much other questions.
Right.
But I did ask a question that I thought, well, I'm gonna tell you why I got crazy, and this I do remember. So the question was, if Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel, right? Where did the other people come from?
Correct. That's a wonderful question.
So now listen, he didn't know the answer, but he told me something about somebody laid with a wildebeest, and. No, this is what the man said.
And created what?
Now I'm a child. I'm listening.
I'm listening.
That's why it became comical. So I'm like, I'm shutting down.
I'm done. Okay.
So I shut down, and so I didn't have a belief in anything.
Okay.
But I did know that, and our ancestors knew something caused this to come into existence. You know?
Okay.
Something caused this to come into existence.
Y'all, that was my kid.
Yeah, we got a whole lot going on.
Brother Khemet can't help but laugh.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That's right.
It's what we listen. We not formal, so don't
We got Poco, we got Edison, we got the whole thing going on today.
Anyway, I was shut down from that point on.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I was about 24, 25 that I actually started seeking, because I was trying to understand different things. One, I wanted to understand how we got here.
Okay.
Why do we have these dynamics that we have with race? Trying to figure all that out.
Okay.
Right? So that was at 24, 25, I started seeking. So that's been the journey that I've been on and still on, because it's a never ending journey.
So from 8 to 10, so for that year, from 8 to 10 to 25, you were just, it really didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. You didn't believe in anything. You just kind of lived day to day on the way that you live day to day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 25.
And I was considered, my nickname was Devil.
Oh. Okay. By whom?
Family, friends, people.
Oh, wow.
I mean, because you got to understand.
How'd that make you feel?
It didn't really make
It didn't bother
really
you?
Care because,
Okay.
like,
Counselor.
I'm like, I'm
you know.
amongst y'all, and I'm looking at y'all. Y'all ain't following none of this stuff either. So
Okay,
we don't
so
know.
they hypocrites.
Right.
Well, I'm
Okay.
not gonna say that.
Okay.
The reason I'm saying is that their lives are not reflecting what their belief, the quality, the height of what they say they believe.
Okay.
I'm not saying they just hypocrites.
Okay.
Because they wasn't bad people.
Right, right.
But things ain't working like all this praying and all this Jesus and all this God that you calling on, and I'm looking, things ain't working out for you.
Okay.
So,
you putting all this thing, and we'll get into that. Okay.
See, I was able to be objective because I'm on the outside. I'm not trapped inside of this concept where I'm not. See, when people are trapped inside, they don't see outside. They in that box.
Right.
They don't come out that box. And if you speak outside that box, I'll give you a good example. I had a conversation with a young man, and I threw this out to him. And I said, back in ancient times that the female used to produce sperm in the bone marrow, and she can get pregnant without a man. Mm-hmm. He called me crazy.
Okay.
I said, but you believe a man walked on water, you believe that snake talk, and you believe that a bush talk. But then I say something that's different than that, and you call me crazy.
Okay.
He also believed that Mary got pregnant by herself, by the way.
Yes.
If he believed all that,
right,
he believed
right.
that
But
okay.
What I'm saying is, what you believe
is
is great, but what I'm saying is, because
I don't know none of that. I don't know none of the stories.
Oh,
okay.
My point was, only because I'm saying something that's different than
different.
what you...
Right.
Now,
you crazy.
I'm crazy.
Right.
And I'm like...
I got you.
If all this can take place, and you telling me God can do all things, then why can't the female produce sperm in the bone marrow?
Okay.
Why is that not possible? Why is it only possible that you can walk on water?
Okay.
That's the only possibilities are the ones that you know about.
Okay.
Right.
And because I'm telling you something you may not know about, and that's, well, one of my biggest problems I have with religion, period, is that it has been a detriment to the human race and a bigger detriment to people of color.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain to you why I say that.
Okay. Please do.
The human race in the state that we are in now, and Terrence Howard he's touching on that. He's touching on that. If you saw the video,
did he touch it right though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but only because you have no clue.
If you don't know.
Right.
Right.
I know.
Right.
I understand. But we are so far behind. If religion didn't exist in the form that it do in such a controlling manner, we would be 1,000 years advanced than what we are today.
Okay. I believe that. I believe that.
Because religion has been what would you call it? Not a deterrent.
Definitely
not a deterrent.
What's
yeah.
the other word? It's been a
suppression.
Who
and what you are.
Okay.
And it has been a double suppression if you're female in the female energy. Because if you follow the two major religions, they definitely hold females to a lower standard than anything else.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. And to me, that is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because if anything going to be lower or lesser, it would be male, not the female.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because of what the female gives to society. Without female, there's no society.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That she's the bond.
Right.
You know, the male has a certain job that he's done, and he's designed and equipped to do a certain job. But the female job is way above what our thought process. And we're designed to be expendable also. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I see religion, it locks people's brains up. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what level they're on.
Stagnant. That's the word I was trying to think of.
I think that's a nicer term.
Oh. Yeah, but that's what I was trying to think of. Stagnant. It makes you stand still.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It don't allow you to move.
Right.
And I don't care what your position is, what your job description, what your education level, that has nothing to do with it.
Right.
Because if you locked into this stuff and you're not able to see outside of anything else, and you done absolutely zero research into any of this stuff, because the Bible holds a lot of truths.
Okay.
And it holds a lot of other stuff too.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But if you're only using the Bible as a guide and those other things that exist that go with it, and if you don't have those, then you're going to be going in a direction that's not going to be conducive to getting to where you need to be.
Right.
Okay? Reverend Ike. We talk about Reverend Ike.
Sorry, y'all. Hold that thought.
Reverend Ike.
Go ahead.
And his ministry, if you guys ever get a chance, please pull him up and take a listen to Reverend Ike. He combines the science of living with religion, he combines the missing pieces that is needed to go at religion. Because religion, and this is something me and Kim talk about, once something separates you from God, by anytime somebody makes you think God is one place and you another place, you just lost all your powers. And the movie that comes to mind is The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
If you ever watch The Wizard of Oz or watch The Wiz, it's the same concept. They were trying to go see The Wiz to get these, one wanted heart, one wanted courage.
Right.
One wanted a brain, and
one wanted to go home.
One wanted to go home, right? So they had to go see this wizard, right? So they had to jump through all these hoops to get to see the wizard. They got to see the wizard, and what did they find out?
That it was just a regular old dude.
Behind a machine.
Behind a machine, correct.
And then what was the other lesson they found out?
That they already had those things.
That's the same thing with you.
Okay.
This concept that we have of God, and I can understand how it got to the concept of man, because I think at one time, and this is my opinion, and you don't have to agree, this is just my journey and what I see and how I feel, is that by man seeing that he didn't create any of this stuff, right? That man felt like something created, and it was something bigger than him, and they felt like it must be a man. Okay. Because we're dealing with the male energy at this time now. So we get these concepts of God, and we always use the term he.
Yes.
Nobody used the term she.
Right.
Correct. And even when we talk to females in the Christian religion and you explain to them how important the female is, they don't get it. And the degradation is, a lot of Christian women teach their daughters to be less than.
I agree with that. And
you see what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. It dulls down your society, because if you're teaching your daughter to be less than, that's a detriment to her whole being. You get what I'm saying? That's why when you go to the temples in Egypt, they have this saying over the door, and they say, "Man, know thyself." And it's over just about all the temples. Okay. Right? And when saying man does not mean the male, mean mankind.
Right.
And what it means, know thyself, if you ever get to know yourself, you understand that you and God are one of the same, because we're all part of the creation. So there's nothing out there above your head but space and planets and galaxies. And it's more galaxies and planets than it is grains of salt, grains of sand on this earth.
Oh, wow.
It's just open spaces, trillions, and this stuff do what it do, and it make what it make, and it caused us to come into existence. But what's out there is a form of consciousness, and we are all part of that one thing. We're it. We're part of it. We're just a little tiny morsel of it, just like the dog, the cat, the elephant, the butterfly, the bee, the grass, the dirt, the rocks.
Everything
is part of that energy. So when someone says, I am God, they're not saying I'm the creator of it. They're saying I'm part of creation.
Right. Okay.
It's like the creator broke itself up into trillions of little pieces. And we just happen to be one of those pieces.
Okay.
So the tree is our cousin.
Right. Okay.
The frog is our cousin. We're all related. Every human is connected, because we have what they call the superconscious. We have conscious, we have subconscious, and we have superconscious. The superconscious is the connection of all. Let me get it to you this way. everybody has an electric meter on their house, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. The power source coming to the electric meter has all the voltage in it that run through the line.
Right.
And that's 750 volts. If you touch that, you out of here.
You're done. Okay.
Right? But the meter reduces it down.
Okay.
That's what the meter is for. It's a reducer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So your brain is like a meter. So your source is coming to you full-fledged. But your brain reduces it down so that you can deal with it.
Okay.
Because your thoughts are not in your head. You think they're in your head. Your thoughts are part of the creation. Everything that you say, everything that we do is created. I mean, it's recorded, like a digital recording. Everything that has ever happened on this planet is inside of each one of us, in our cells. Our cells hold memory. Mm-hmm. That's why you have, this is a great example. Someone who, in an accident, they bump their head. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, they speak in 4-5 languages.
Right.
They know physics. They know this. They know that.
Right.
Well, how did they know that?
Right.
Where did it come from?
They already knew it.
It ain't. They already knew it. It's already in you.
It's already in.
Right.
Okay.
What happened is whatever took place actually activated,
Unlocked
unlocked that particular
Okay.
information, because all information is here.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that does happen. Some people don't even bump their head. They just wake up one morning speaking
Right.
another language.
Speaking another
Right.
language.
It
Right.
has happened.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens is your brain is that reducer. So the brain, just like the electric meter reduces your energy flow down to where you can plug up your 120, right? So your brain is that reducer. And now there are ways to open up that. So people do have these experiences where they are able to activate their pineal gland. And that's another thing. When we're dealing with religion don't talk about the pineal gland. And most of you know about the pineal gland because they call it the third eye.
Right.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So you guys use your third eye a lot of times when you're dreaming. Because when you're dreaming and you're seeing your dream and it seems so real, that's your third eye. Because it's hooked up just like your two eyes. It has all the cortex. It's hooked the same exact way, just like your regular eyes. But it's on the inside. It's not on the outside.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. That's
So when
interesting. Because you know what's interesting about a dream is you don't dream stuff that already happened. You dream new things. You notice that? Like you don't dream something that happened to you yesterday or that happened to you a long time ago. Usually the dreams are new events.
What happened is your subconscious mind, we get into that, but your subconscious mind takes in every single thing that you are in contact with. But it's not necessarily in order. So think about it. You have a dream sometime, it'll bring in 3 or 4 different elements, right? And you be trying to figure out,
Right.
what the devil was Kim doing with me in Australia on a mountaintop?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With Edison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Because it don't necessarily put it in order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's part of the activity of the brain while you sleep. You know what I'm saying? The brain has to keep doing something.
Right.
And so your but that pineal gland also is a gateway to you tapping into that source. And a lot of people do it, and a lot of people do it artificially with chemicals.
Okay.
And some people do it naturally, but it takes time. So you guys, when you see those monks, right? And this is an easy example. Martial artists. When you look at those old martial artist movies, right? Okay. And you see these guys, they've been studying for 20, 30 years, right? And they're able to do things that just seem unimaginable, right? They're tapping into themselves. They're tapping into the sources that's inside them. Because we have over 100 trillion cells inside of our body. Are you aware of that?
I mean, I am because you told me.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But prior to that, no, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, not how many, but it's a bunch
and each cell has hundreds of trillions of atoms, made of hundreds of trillions of atoms. But we don't have these kind of conversations.
Right.
Right? Because religion, going back to religion has shut the door on science.
Yeah.
For the most
Yes.
part.
For the most part.
For the most part, right? So for your viewers, if you have someone asks you about quantum particles, you look dumbfounded, right? If someone asks you about quantum entanglement, you look dumbfounded. And the reason you would is because no one ever discussed these things with you, but they told you to pray.
Right.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Well, in order for you to pray successfully, you don't have to know about quantum entanglement, but it would be good if you knew about quantum entanglement, because here's how it works. Most people who are praying, their prayers never get above their head.
Explain.
All right. The way this thing is set up, this is based on how I see it.
Okay.
It is a very simple thing. The concept that we think is God is basically universe, and the universe have principles, and these principles have been in existence forever, and they always will stand. They never change. They never fluctuate. None of that never changed. Like when you go to churches, this church, they have these set of rules, and this church have this set of rules. It never changed. It's like gold. If you go anywhere in the world, the price of gold is one price. It never fluctuates. If it changed here, if it's $1,600 today, if you go to Egypt, it's $1,600. You go to Japan, it's $1,600. It never changes. It's the same thing, right? So the universe has principles. One of the principles that you guys use in religion a lot is you reap what you sow.
Yes.
Right? And you hear that a lot. Mm-hmm. Well, that existed before there was anything called a Bible or Quran and the Torah or any other book that was written, because it's a universal principle. Right. Okay. And it falls in the laws of correspondence, which says, as above, so below. So whatever you put out, that's what you're going to get.
Okay.
So this is where I'm confused me in religion when they say, all you got to do is ask for forgiveness. Am I correct?
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you can rape a little child.
Yeah, you
ask for forgiveness. That's right.
Ask for forgiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But universal principles don't work that way.
Okay.
Universal principles say, you put out negative energy, it's going to come back.
Okay.
Now, how it come back, that's not up to you.
Right.
Or me. But it's going to come back. That's how the universe works. Mm-hmm. So the only forgiveness that you can do is you can forgive yourself. But the universe don't see it that way.
Okay.
It don't work that way. Because these principles are solid and they've been in existence, and has never been a time on this planet that no one was not teaching us these principles.
Right.
The problem happened, give you a good example with Reverend Ike. This is not documented, so I'm telling you what I heard, not that I know for a fact.
Okay.
But they say that when Reverend Ike was trying to get listenership here in the South, that the Baptist preachers threatened to boycott the radio stations and the TV stations because they felt some kind of way. They felt like he was what they call people who they think he off the path of Christianity because he spoke about money and economics, or heretic or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna get it.
I think it's a heretic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
not a derelict. A heretic.
Maybe a derelict.
Is that it? I don't know.
That might be it.
Because
okay, that's the only thing I know. Start with a lick.
Even the theology school turned against him.
Okay.
Because see, he started out, he was brimstone type preacher, right? But once he got educated, properly educated, like Terrence Howard said, he opened the flower of life properly, right? When he properly got educated and he started learning these particular sciences, which today we have the technology to prove the stuff that I'm saying, okay? Then he started incorporating that into the religion, which I think made a perfect marriage, right? And so his pathway, he was still following the doctrine of Christianity, but I think he was filling in the pieces that wasn't there. And the pieces that wasn't there was to explain to you that you can't take yourself outside of this God concept because it is you. Right. You, God,
are one.
And God consciousness are one and the same, right? So whenever you look in the mirror, you're looking at God. You're just a human, or you have this suit, what I call it, this suit, a machine that is called a physical body, which is the avatar. You remember the movie Avatar? In that movie, they could project consciousness into a body, right? And that's all that we have here today.
Is that different than the Christian saying created in his image?
Okay. Everything is created in God's image. The butterfly.
Not his image, but God's image.
God's image.
Okay.
Whatever the concept, we use God, like we'll use God because that's the term that we understand. Right. But everything that exists organically is created in God's image. A tree is created in God's image. Okay. Because it's all God. It's all part of one thing. Water. One of the most understood elements on the planet. Water is a super macro computer. Everything that water comes in contact with, it remembers it. And water works like this here. It could be on the moon, it could be on the sun, but water reacts to anything that it comes in contact with instantaneously. The water in your body, the water that's out there, if something happens, it feels it no matter where it's at, no matter how far apart. It breaks the speed of light because it happens instantaneously. Most people don't know that. That's why a lot of the ancient ones will tell you, be real careful what you say around water. Mm-hmm. And when you get water, you should talk to your water.
You should talk to the water. Yeah.
They did these experiments, and you can go online and look at these experiments. They've been studying, listen, a lot of people don't know this, but they've been studying water since the early 1900s. And they're still being fascinated about what they're finding out. Okay? They did these experiments. Think about it. You heard about this with the plants. And they say if you got a plant and you talk to the plant, real nice, right? Yeah. That the plant will grow up and be pretty. Mm-hmm. But if you talk to it derogatory, the plant will die, right? Mm-hmm. So they was able to freeze water where they played classical music to the water. Mm-hmm. And the water made these pretty crystals. And then they took the water and played hard rock to them, and it made these distorted crystals, so they know that the water has consciousness. Mm-hmm. See, we don't think about it that way. Because we have been bombarded with distractions. Mm-hmm. Okay? The other thing is that religion never goes inside the person. Everything that you learn about religion, you learn it from where? Where you learn it? Where you get it from?
Other people, the outside, right?
A book, people,
right?
Everything on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But it never talks about the inside. So when I ask Christians, how much do you know about your pineal gland?
What is that?
Correct.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying that we spend all this time following something and professing to love something,
right?
But at the same time we doing that, we don't even love ourselves.
Correct.
You got what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna get back to about the prayer, why the prayers don't work. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because there's certain universal principles, and these universal principles are this: that everything that's in the universe is based on energy, frequencies, and vibration. Mm-hmm. If those things if the frequencies and vibrations are not lining up, then you're not gonna connect with what you're trying to connect with. Mm-hmm. Okay? So here's the thing. I have this quote. It said, quit trying to be perfect and work hard on becoming perfect.
Okay.
Do you guys get that?
Quit trying to be perfect.
And work hard on becoming perfect.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Tell me what you're saying.
Explain.
Okay. Remember when they say when you meet someone and you send your representative or you have a representative?
Yes.
That's the trying to be perfect.
Right.
So most of us, and a lot of us do it, and I don't think we necessarily mean harm a lot of times, that we try to act like we got our stuff together a lot of times.
Right.
And we don't. Well, here's the thing. Because you're connected to Source, Source knows the real you.
Okay.
So when you set out to pray, and you're not in alignment,
and your vibration and your frequency is not in line,
right.
Basically you're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. Now,
I have an example of that, by the way.
That's deep.
It is.
Okay.
So yesterday, I don't know, and I don't know if I was really, I don't know. I just said, Lord, please don't let this lady come. It was a client.
Okay.
And I hadn't met her yet. Okay. Just by way of other people.
Right.
I was like, Lord, I hope she don't come because I don't want to deal with her.
Right.
And then I said, Lord, I was in the elevator with Kristen. I said, Lord, if you love me, she won't come. please don't let her come. Please, God, please don't let her come. Well, she came.
Okay.
And God darn it, there was no reason for me to not want her to come.
Right.
I enjoyed our session. I enjoyed her. Mm-hmm. I really liked her.
Okay.
And I was just like, well, damn. Okay. So my prayer was not answered. But based on what Tyrone is saying, Source knew me and knew that I was going to be all right with her. That there was no reason for me to not want to connect with her.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting from it. But
you could.
My
you
prayer
could.
was, please don't let her come because I don't want to deal with her. Because from what I heard, she's this, that, and the third.
With your real self.
But my real self.
Right. It's cool. It wasn't.
Yeah.
You just wanted to get out there early, basically.
Probably.
It wasn't a lady.
No.
It was just you wanted to go.
Right. So based on what you're saying, Source knew something different. It was like, girl, bye. She gonna be right there in the waiting room waiting on you.
Here's another thing that I see and hear all the time that religious people do. They say, "Oh God, I know I'm not worthy of your praise."
Why not?
That's the most crazy, ridiculous thing that you could say.
Right.
Because, see, we go back to, man, know thyself. Mm-hmm. Once you know thyself, you understand how powerful you are as a person, then you would never make those kind of statements.
Right.
Because the universe don't work on begging and pleading. Mm-hmm. The universe, you got to understand, if you part of this, you don't have to beg and plead. You have to command it. Mm-hmm. That's why you see people... who are moving in such a high vibration. Mm-hmm. Some people are doing this stuff without even realize the science behind it.
Right.
You got what I'm saying?
Yes.
And when you think of yourself in a low state, in a low vibration, you might as well don't waste your time on making no prayer. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that religion do not discuss whatsoever is meditation, because one is when you action, and the other one is where you're receiving information, because that's a personal internal thing where you are getting in tune with your self,
right?
Which is your God self,
right?
Right? But you don't hear Christian people, Muslims.
You hear spiritual people talk about meditation,
right?
Not,
but that's a difference.
And there's a difference, right?
And we discussed that.
And I'm thinking that when you said that, like preachers. I've never heard them talk about meditating.
They never say go meditate. They tell you go pray.
They tell you go pray. That's right. That's right. They tell you go pray. They tell you go pray.
Because they've been taught and trained.
And trained.
Exactly.
All right, guys, we're going to hold right there. We're going to take a commercial break.
Okay.
And we'll be back to finish with Brother Khemet and talk about this deep subject of
y'all head hurting.
God. One.
We're told that greatness is exceptional when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life Gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
All right. Ouch. We're back from commercial break, and we're going to continue our discussion with Brother Khemet.
Yes.
Okay. I want to just give a little bit of elaboration for your viewers. because I'm dropping information, whether they understand it or not. I'm dropping this information because I believe in research. That you should do your own research. Okay. So when I made a statement about everything that takes place in our existence, because we are just avatars here. We're having a human experience on earth, which is my personal belief. The concept of the Jesus concept in the original form was breaking down something was trying to tell the story of something having a human experience that possessed the powers. Right. And so in the sayings of Jesus, when he was explaining to his disciples that what's in me is also in you, he was explaining to them that you have that energy source, which we have been trained into, we'll call it spirit. What's the other term we use? The soul.
Soul.
Right. But it's energy, because we talking on breaking the stuff down on a molecular structure. when we break it down on molecular structure, we find out that everything is energy and everything vibrates. Even if you're looking at these microphones, all this stuff is moving because the particles in them are moving. You just can't see them with the naked eye. Right? So that's why I say the church have shut the door on science, so we don't get to understand how this stuff works. Because if science and religion can ever come together, then we would explode as a people. I'm trying to move forward. Okay. But when I said that everything that takes place is recorded, like a digital recording, what I mean that every single thing that you say, do, think is recorded because we're all source. I'm talking about every human, every animal, everything is part of source, and it's recorded in what they call the Akasha records. Some people call it the Halls of Record. And at one time, I shouldn't say just Europeans, but people were digging in Egypt trying to find these Halls of Record because it's supposed to contain all the information on how the universe and everything was created, right? Okay. Well, this stuff is recorded like a digital recording in the fabric of the universe.
It's not actual.
It's not an actual. It's in the fabric of the universe. And people like Edgar Cayce, that's another person I want you guys to. Edgar Cayce. This particular human was able to go into trances and access the Akasha records, and he healed people over the telephone, in person. He's been documented healing over 2,300 people. He even healed his wife of tuberculosis by tapping into the Akasha records and coming back with the answers. Okay? So that's somebody you guys need to look at, and I'm going to give you the correct spelling of it. It's AKASHIC. Oh. AKASHIC, the Akasha records. This is for your view. Okay. Right. Okay. Do your own research, because it's not whether you believe what I'm saying. That's not my concern to convince anybody. Right. But just expressing the information out there, because we live in a time of information age. Right. So we should take advantage, because we can. At one time, we weren't able to access certain information. Okay. Today, the door is open, wide open. It's getting bigger and bigger, and that's why Aries Spears is having this problem, because not only is he seeing this, he's feeling a certain way, but he's seeing and he's probably hearing other information. Mm-hmm. And I think you guys want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we did. Okay. I mean, that was a lot. I mean, for the lay person, right. Because as I'm sitting here listening, I'm like,
see, me and you ain't even talk about this.
Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I know this? Oh, why didn't my mama know? But then it just goes back to generation to generation. You are what you're taught.
Right. Well, you got to remember that I went on a journey, and I'm on a journey because I'm trying to understand. Right. So in order to understand, you have to dig down and go down different rabbit holes. Mm-hmm. And Kim, you can be a witness to this. And I tell you, if I'm telling you something, mm-hmm. and I'm wrong about it, I'm doing it on purpose. Right. I'm telling you what I know at this particular time, because when you're seeking, you find information and it appears like it's the right information. Right. But at some point, you find information that counters the information, and it stands on a bit more solid footing. Mm-hmm. So then you go with that information. Mm-hmm. And that's being objective. And that's how you find, because if you just go down one path and you only go, like most Christian people and most religious people, if you're not having a conversation within the realm of what they know, right, they won't have a conversation. They'll close their mind, their ears, their eyes. Everything was shut down. Mm-hmm. They won't listen. Even if they don't agree, they won't even listen to you say something different. Right. And that's why I say religion is detrimental, and it locks people's brains up. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, it even locks people out of, you know how you got the different religions? Yeah. Like, it locks people out of even learning from those people. It's like, no, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and that's it. The only way. That's it. Catholics are wrong. The Buddhists are wrong. Right. The Muslims wrong. Right. You know,
and it's funny because they use this term truth. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Especially Jehovah's Witness. This is they real good for this. Right. We have the truth. I'm like, okay, it's 4,000 religions. How you
why is
get it?
yours right?
Right. Why yours true?
right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they will not look outside of anything. And if you're doing research may take you all the way up this way, all the way down that way, all the way back there. You know what I'm saying? That if you're doing research, and then you take the things that are common or similar, and you put those together, and then you start understanding the other things may be like one-offs, but you take the things, and that's how you kind of distinguish what's true.
Right.
When you look at subject matters and you come at it from different angles, like for example, when you guys like the yogis and the different people that are speaking about energy, frequency, and vibration, right? There's a bunch of people speaking, and they come from different. Some of them are metaphysical. Some of them are astrophysics. They're theoretical physics. They just regular lay people, but they come from different directions. But when they're talking about this information, they're talking about the creative force, they all say the exact same
Comes
thing.
full circle.
It's
back
based
to the same
on
thing.
your internal self. You are connected to source. Your vibrations, your frequencies are what cause things to happen. They tell you the exact same thing, and you can go talk to somebody way over here, way over there. If they dealing with this information, they're going to tell you the same thing. We can go back 10,000. We can go back 30,000. We can go back 40,000 years ago. And guess what? They are saying the exact same thing. That's why our ancestors in Egypt say, know thyself.
Well, go ahead. You were going to say
Are there
something?
any movies about this out that you know of?
About what?
About this.
Okay.
About
source, energy, vibration.
Right. Any of this concept.
Bump the movies.
I need to see.
No, I'm going to give you some information.
Okay.
I want you guys to go check out Billy Carson.
Billy Carson, write it down.
I got it. I got a lot of notes over here.
Yeah, you do.
Not movies, but this brother is documenting.
Okay.
This brother has traveled the globe. This brother has went to the temples. He's extracting information. He's putting it out. He got a book called Consortium of the Emerald Tablets. Okay?
Well, I've heard that before. Okay. Consortium of the Emerald Tablets. Yes.
Emerald Tablets predates
The Bible.
the Bible by 30-something, 40-something thousand years.
Right.
Okay? Now, you guys can also go and check out the Sumerian text, which predates the Bible.
The Bible.
By
Okay.
30, some 40 years. You guys can also go check out the Enuma Elish. ENUMA ELISH.
We'll get that and put that. We'll post that.
Okay.
We'll post this on the website.
You guys got that? Now, for those of you who really want to do the research, you guys can go to UCLA CDLI Library, which is online, and you can actually read the tablets that they have taken the time to translate them, and you can go online and read these particular tablets.
And this is UCLA has done this?
UCLA CDI Library. Just pull that up online.
Okay.
So you have no, if you want to know, there's ways, if you want to find out what's going on, there's ways to find out. I had an interesting conversation with a minister, and he explained to me that somebody told him something about King James, right? And so because most of our people follow, in religion, the King James Version is the
right.
Version.
So because of that made him interested. He wanted to find out who was this King James. And so what he found out was some very unflattering things. So now to him it's like, well,
why we name? Yeah.
Why
we got our hopes and wishes and dedicating our life to
following this SOB?
Well, not necessarily following him, but it's like with this type of character, and he the one commissioned, because you guys got to remember something. The next question is, where did the Bible come from?
Well, that's always been my question.
Because
why not just answer the question? I mean, hell, we're here now. We're here in the moment. We're here in the moment.
No,
just give us a little something. Just give us a little something.
So for me, my answer has always been some men. Some men wrote it.
That's a good answer.
Like regular men. Like
I ain't never cared. I threw mine in the trash can.
But
what I'm saying, here's the thing. This is for the viewers. to just do a little research on the origin of the Bible, because today you got to remember something. English is one of the last languages that was invented and put on earth.
Right.
And it's probably one of the worst languages on the planet.
Yep.
Because it don't have the tones and the harmonic tones that we need when we speaking it. There's a lot of science just on English and why it's a detriment to us as humans. Wow. And I mean, it's a lot of stuff, because see, there's a power structure that keeps all the stuff in place, because the power structure is and what we call the matrix control. I mean, the power structure controls the matrix. So what's inside the matrix is education, religion, and entertainment. Entertainment can be sports. It can be movies. Right? Okay. Those are the three major things inside the matrix. Okay. And they have done. So here's the ticket. Here's the ticket. When you ask yourself, why I don't know these things, right? Okay. Why I don't know these things that seem like I should. This stuff should be taught from the time we start school, right? The reason you don't is because when I'm programming, when that computer is programmed, it's programmed for the benefit of the person who created the program.
Right.
Right.
So when they design these programs, which keep us distracted, the program is designed for the benefit of the power structure, not for you personally.
Right.
Okay.
Where people like me are trying to get you to break the program and come outside the matrix and see the world different. Now, there's nothing wrong with being able to be by and go in and out the matrix, because you need the matrix,
right?
You know, because it's here. So we have to use it because that's where the money is,
right?
So in order for us to survive, we need money, right? Yeah, we do. But the power structure has taught you, and this is another thing about religion. That's why I'm trying to figure out the good in it. I mean, like I said, it is some truth, but think about this, and you guys know this. What religious people, how do they feel about money for the most part? I'm not talking about every individual, but for the most part, what are their thoughts about money?
Money is the root of all evil.
Right. Or the use of money.
It's called the love of money.
The love of money. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. The love of money is the root of all.
But if you ever broke that down, it makes no sense.
No.
If you ever, because most of the things that happen that are evil, money's not involved.
Right.
Like that man shooting those people in Vegas. These school shootings. Jeffrey Dahmer eating people. I'm just saying he wasn't making no money off of it. Right. He was eating them.
They also contradict themselves, because money, the love of money is the root of all evil, yet in order for me to be in your church, I got to give you some money.
Okay. Got to pay them what?
So you say.
Got to pay them what? Them tithes.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
I know.
But what happens is this, like I say, it's not for the benefit of you, because if you understood universal principles, you understand that money is only simply energy. And money is nothing in the tool than just like the clothes you wear. You don't get hung up about how many shirts you got,
right?
Or how many shoes you got, how many pens you got. I mean, it's a tool. To me, why wouldn't you want to have a lot?
I do need some more shirts in my life, though.
She said, "I need some more shirts."
Why wouldn't you want to have a lot of money to be able to do good and be able to benefit you, your family, and other things? Why wouldn't you want to?
Why wouldn't you?
Right?
I agree. Yeah.
And here's the problem that religion. It's easy for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven.
Oh,
okay.
Damn.
Right?
Damn. We'll put that quote up.
Eye of a needle.
That's in y'all. That's something people always throw out,
right?
Because it's in the religious text, right? Okay. First of all, people don't have no idea what they're talking about when they say eye of a needle.
Okay.
Right.
Now, what I have found, the eye of the needle was, and I don't know how accurate this is, it's supposed to be the opening of the city when you go into the city. Oh. And they say the camel will have to get down on it, and because it's the hump, so they have to get down and crawl through because it's an entranceway.
Okay.
I don't know how accurate that is. So
okay.
Maybe somebody else have a better answer.
Okay.
But the concept when somebody makes a statement, and when you got to remember when Christianity was put on us here in America, it was weaponized because today now we understand that there was a slave Bible. Mm-hmm. See, we wasn't taught Christianity from regular Bible. We was taught Christianity from a slave Bible, which was designed completely different than what we're dealing with today.
By another man.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was weaponized on us. Yeah. It made us believe that this concept of a white person was the highest form that existed in the world. Yep. And today we're still damaged by that because we still view them as something higher.
Superior. Right.
And there's no superior people on the planet.
At all.
Even when black people talk about the accomplishment we did, that we had in Egypt and all across the world, there's no superior people. When you understand these concepts of spirituality, you understand we all got the same power. Right. We all one. We all related. See, when you get to a certain level, it go past color because color has nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying?
I'm going to interject here. This is kind of like a sidebar. Probably about 8 months ago, you were talking to me about energy and source, and we're all one. Before we had that conversation, I didn't give a shit about stepping on a damn cockroach. Now, if I see a little bug or something, it has the right to live. So I keep it going. I mean, but see, but you got to go deep, though. You got to go deep. Yeah. I was sitting on the porch, and a little black ant came up on the chair. Mm-hmm. Why did I have to kill it? All I got to do is flick it. Yeah. Right. But see, I never...
But I'm going to kill a mosquito now.
But what a
mosquito going to hurt me.
I'm going a little bit deeper. But what I'm saying is I never even thought about everybody has the right. Everything is a source from God.
If you listen to that interview with Terrence Howard did with The View or with those ladies.
Yeah.
He talks about that. He talks about everything has the same right. You are no better than a butterfly. You are no different.
Right. But what I'm saying, and then another thing that I got from Brother Khemet is I had this thing of now I would get, if there's an apple or an orange, right, I throw this shit in the trash can. Now I go and I throw it behind the fence so that the raccoons and the animals can eat it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But before that conversation, it didn't mean anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm just saying that's that growth thing that I'm trying to get. But you got to go get it. Mm-hmm. You got to go get it. Okay, sidebar, I'm back. Okay.
Circle of life.
And that's the concept of ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Because we're only borrowing these atoms that we're using.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! My mom used to say that all the time.
Okay.
Well,
Mama said, "This is your shell."
Right.
Okay.
Just borrowing it.
Okay.
Your source is being broadcast to you. Just like that TV. I'll give you a good example. And Dr. Bruce going to anybody, you guys, please go check out Dr. Bruce on YouTube.
That's another one. Dr.
That's another one. Yeah, I'm
Bruce Lipton? Is that
Dr. Bruce Lipton?
Okay, I got him.
This dude is super bad. When he was a biologist, and he was studying cells, and what he realized that these cells are functioning on information that they're receiving. That on the end of each cell, they have like little antennas, and they're receiving information. So this is when he came to understand that we are being beamed and broadcast. A signal has been broadcast through us, to us, and through us, and that's what the brain is reducing it down so you can deal with it. Because if you didn't, let's say if you activate your pineal gland, you can actually open that up, and then you be tied into a source. So you see these people who take Ascowasher, which is a chemical called DMT, which is what the pineal gland can produce, and it breaks that filter to give you access to source. And when they come out of this thing, Mike Tyson just went through it.
Right.
But he did the toad. But you can get it from a plant. We have it inside of us. Our pineal gland has it. But you have to elevate yourself to a certain vibration in order to access it.
Right.
And that's what these people, like the monks, these people that's what they're able to do. And martial artists, they're able to, because they spend hours of just going inside of themselves, because that's where everything is.
Okay. I'm a reel it in here, and I guess insist. I don't know if you have anything specifically or not, because I want to move into the other level. But Brother Khemet, help us understand how if I took you to 10 people and I said, listen, just listen to Brother Khemet, give him 5 minutes. Probably 1 or 2 may say, okay. Everybody else is in that box in the matrix. Mm-hmm. How do we help our people get unstuck, stop being stagnant in this thing with God is something else other than themselves?
That's easy. That's easy.
She said, "Good luck with that."
No, I'm saying, but that's easy.
You so cynical. You so cynical.
That's easy.
How? But if it's so easy, then why are we struggling so much?
Listen, what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's easy because the main ingredient is you first. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's the thing: when you're on an airplane, right, and they tell you in the event that we lose pressure and the oxygen mask fall down, what do?
Put yourself first. Put it on yourself first.
Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Before you can help anybody else.
Right.
So, self first, then you can only share the information.
Okay.
Like there's an old adage, there's an old saying, so you can lead a horse to water,
but you can't make him drink.
You
okay.
Can't. Because you got to remember, when Reverend Ike was living, he had followers, 2 to 3 million people were following Reverend Ike. Mm-hmm. Everybody wasn't following Reverend Ike. Right. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, he was before his time. No, he wasn't. He was right on time. And the people who he connected with and connected with him, they were right there. They were listening.
Okay.
They were following.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So basically that old saying, if you just get one. You know what I'm saying? If you just get one.
Right.
Okay.
So, you got to remember, you're never going to get everybody. Because you got to remember, we dealing with 400 years of a program, 500 years of a program that's been beat into us.
Right.
And then you got to remember, my mama, my grandmama, my uncle, my daddy, my family members, everybody, they believe in it. How you gonna come? Who you think you is to tell me such and such and such?
Right.
And then when you call a black person God, oh my God, you would think you just shot them.
Right. And that's the biggest compliment you can give.
That's the biggest compliment.
But then you know what? In the book, Jesus didn't even get everybody.
I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you,
thank
Jesus
you.
didn't get everybody.
Nobody will ever get everybody.
Okay.
Because the concept that we have of what they call free will.
Mm-hmm. I am so glad you said that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, because that's what he said. Aries Spirit says, he says, God gives us free will. And that's where he said, I don't understand. Because like you said, you can go rape somebody, a 4-year-old, and then you just ask for forgiveness, and it's just okay.
Well, that's
what I'm saying.
Go back to the universal principles. Don't work that way.
Don't work that way, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So those are just somebody who created something, just like they created this thing called the devil.
Mm.
Okay. The devil is no different than masculine and feminine, because this is feminine, this is masculine. It's one coin. It's just different sides of the same coin at different degrees. We always say this all the time. Joy and pain.
Right.
It's the same emotion. It's just one is on this end of the spectrum,
one is on
the other one.
Okay.
Sane and insane. Mm-hmm. One is on one end, but it's the same concept.
Which is basically, again, what they say, what the Christians say.
No, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. In the Christian doctrine, they have a lot of good, solid information.
The devil was the fallen angel. So he on this end and God on that end. I mean, language.
Well, that was the Catholic Church created the devil. Well, that was a creation.
Uh-oh.
Whomever.
You should know about that.
No.
You weren't Catholic. I thought you were raised in the Catholic Church.
About the Catholic Church creating the devil.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes,
you were raised. Okay.
Well, if you did a little research, I think
cared,
Catholicism, because the Catholic.
Well, I thought you might have heard that before.
Because you had Catholicism.
Because the devil is everywhere. He's in all of the religions. He ain't just in Catholicism. So the devil's in the Baptists believe in the devil.
No. But that's all fall up under Christianity.
Yeah, right.
But you said in every religion.
Well,
that's not true.
Not every religion. Every
religion up under Christianity.
Under Christianity.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we understand that because they invented the devil.
Right.
It was an invention. Because you the devil.
Mm-hmm. You the devil.
You God and you the devil.
Yeah, you get mad, you strike out. You
because,
strike at people.
for example, somebody said, I went in the store and got something that I shouldn't have got. See, the devil done make me go in there. And the other person said, you had to walk all the way to the back of that thing. Right. So you the devil.
Where do you come into play?
But that, what I'm saying, when our powers are taken away, right? To me, I think one of the main issues on why religious people don't want to deal with truth or don't want to know anything, because they will become responsible for themselves.
For their actions, for their own actions.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Because see, now
you
you got two things. You can blame the good stuff on God and the bad stuff on the devil.
On the devil, right.
But you don't take the blame for none of it.
Exactly. Because you would hear people say, the devil is
Yeah,
busy.
the devil is busy.
The devil made me do it.
Yeah.
The devil is busy.
But
That's
you
just
are the devil. And it's just like when we're going to go into this. Let me just say this here. When we talk about how religion talks about wealthy people, okay? Well, the characteristics that they're putting on wealthy people are characteristics that human beings have. And poor people, you've seen poor people, middle class people, carry those same characteristics.
Okay.
Because it has nothing to do with whether you got money or not. It's something to do with what you are. Gotcha. If you an a-hole, if you an asshole,
it ain't an F-bomb. You can say ass.
If you an asshole,
that's right.
You an asshole, and I'm sure we know a lot of poor assholes.
Right, a rich asshole and poor asshole.
Right. And then if you are not a person, here's the other thing. Most poor people don't have associations with rich people. There's different kind of rich people.
Right.
Yes, you do have greedy people out here that have become rich, that are part of the power structure, who don't care who they
45.
crap on to get what they're trying to get.
Right.
But how do you get mad at a man or a woman who invents something and they become wealthy? How do you get mad at a person who busts their butt to create a company that became wealthy?
Right.
They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything bad. You see what I'm saying? So how do you put all of them in the same category?
Right.
And then if you have these feelings, if you harbor these feelings toward these people that are negative, and Reverend Ike is the perfect person. Reverend Ike said money is like a sophisticated woman.
That's right. A classy woman. A classy woman. That's right.
He said if you don't treat her right or talk to her right, that she'll get away from you.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I like
now,
that.
He broke it down perfectly.
Yeah. I'll send you. I'll send you.
I mean, talk to my man.
You're gonna love Reverend Ike.
Okay.
Yeah, because how you feel about money is the reason why you have it or don't have it.
Or don't. That's right.
You got what I'm saying? Yes.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
And you might subconsciously you might not even realize it.
Here's the thing. Source knows. It don't matter what you say out your mouth. It's what's internal.
Right.
So if you are saying one thing and you're internally not in line with that, then you're not going to be able to make anything happen. Because if this here is denying, if you say, I want such and such, I want to do such and such, but on the inside, you be like, man, I don't know if I really want to do it.
Right.
Then
it ain't going to happen.
By you project, that ain't going to do anything.
Right.
Because you can't line up. You can't get those quantum particles to work in your favor.
Get in line. Okay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And these are things that we should learn as kids. We should learn what quantum particles are as kids. We should learn what quantum entanglement as kids.
Make sure you tell Edison and me about that.
As soon as I learn,
I'm saying. But you gotta start now, right?
But you got to start now. But see, so we go back to what we said. Why we don't know these things?
Right.
Because the power structure create this thing called the matrix.
Right.
And they use these three things. They use religion, right? Entertainment to keep you
locked
in education.
And
it keep you locked.
Right?
Locked because if people recognize education hadn't really educated you. It has put a lot of information in you that's used in the matrix. But then you sit down and you ask the question, I got 4 degrees, I got a doctorate, but I don't even know what my pineal gland is. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't even know how my cells work. I don't know what quantum, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have these things and you have no idea about you.
No.
So, but you talk about somebody that lived 2,000 years ago, but you don't know jack about you.
Wow.
You don't know how to buy a house. You don't know interest rates. You don't know basic stuff.
Because we just stuck.
You going around talking about, Lord, God, I hope these people let me get a car. Do we not do that?
Yes, we do.
Why you got the hope?
Right.
You know, I don't go hoping. This is what I'm going to get.
Right.
This is how I'm gonna get it. This is what I want you to do for me. Because this is what I know I can get. That's right.
You don't hoping that. Why would you be hoping? Oh Lord, I'm praying. Oh God, let me go see what these people. No.
And your credit score is a 2, but you praying. But you praying.
Right. That's another thing.
But you praying.
Now, see, that
you know good and damn well you ain't gonna get no car.
That brings up another thing. And my mama preacher told him that I could tell. He said, what he said? He said, I could tell by your credit score if you're living right or not.
Oh.
He said, because you ain't supposed to have no negative debt. You ain't supposed, not negative debt, you ain't supposed to have nothing negative on your credit report.
Okay.
Right.
I'm living wrong then.
She said, can we say full disclosure?
Here's the deal. You have a moral obligation. This is just a moral obligation. If you borrow $2 from me, and I mean we do it, all of us have done it. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Some of us done it because we don't know no better, right? If you have a moral obligation, if you borrow $2 from me and you borrowing it, and you say you're gonna pay me back, well, you just made a contract. You supposed to pay me back.
That's right.
Now, if you don't pay me back, that make your credit bad with me. So
good point.
You have a lot of religious people that are on a 400, 450, 500, 549 credit score, and they have a list of hospital bills, a list. And listen, I understand that things happen. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
But when you purposely decide that you're not going to do something that you have an obligation to do, source understands. So now, when I say when you give off negative energy, you get back. So now you setting yourself up for something else because you're not fulfilling what you're supposed to fulfill.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of people, see, they got this disconnect in the religious world. They don't see that as being an issue.
When you go do that thing that you know and you know you ain't going to pay it back.
Right.
I'm going to go get it. And I know I ain't going to pay it back.
Ain't got no intentions.
It's going to end up on my credit and I don't care.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got
and
no
this
intentions.
is one thing I want to say on religion. I want people to understand. People that are teaching religion, they truly believe what they're doing is the right thing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I agree
People
with
who
that.
are following religion, and that's the reason why it's so hard, they truly believe that they're doing the right thing.
I agree with that.
Because the training, you got to understand, we're talking 500 years of this stuff been put on us. And the reason it's so deep in us is because of slavery, because we was in those degraded conditions, because of the fact that they put this stuff on us, and it gave us something to hold on to.
Right.
That's the reason why I think we still, like the great sister of South Carolina, Jessica Simpson, said that it was okay as we was coming through slavery, but once we got free, we should have thrown it away.
Right.
I mean, and yeah,
you know,
that's not what they came here with.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll wrap this segment up. So Aries Spears said something just ain't right. He ended the thing with saying, and to be specific, what did he say? Too much of what's going on in life just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Okay. And so he hadn't completely crossed over, but he's real close. If you saw him in the elevator and you had 15 seconds, what would you say to our Aries Spears? And he's right there on that line, on that cusp of not just knowing something just not right. What would be your elevator pitch? Shout out to Jay.
On the spot.
On the spot. I would basically tell him that, brother, you are correct. Something is not right. But here's ways to find these answers. And I would give him the people. I would give him the information where he can go and do his own research. Because what I found out, that once people do the research themselves and they see the information for themselves and they can make their own decision, it ain't about you. Because it's not about you believing what I'm telling you. I could care less if you believe. I understand it.
Right.
I know it works. I practice it. So I don't care whether you believe it or not. That's your business. That's your life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, yeah, I would give him the information to go so he can understand it because, like I say, he's realizing 1 and 1 is not equal to 2, and he's not by himself. And a lot of people, here's the other thing, Kim, that we talk about, that we are headed into a new cycle right now.
Right.
We're coming out of Pisces, and we're headed into Aquarius.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And Aquarius is bringing the feminine energy to the planet and to the universe. And a lot of people are beginning to see now. And also, Aquarius is preceded by the information age, which is what Aquarius sets out to do, to reveal all.
Oh, that would be me. Aquarius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we headed into. And so that energy is here, and a lot of people are beginning to like, wait a minute, this ain't making sense no more.
Right, exactly, and especially the millennials.
The millennials.
Yeah. You. Our generation, we kind of messed up,
but you know why I think that is because millennials have access to information.
Right.
That's
we
right.
Didn't have that.
That's right.
Right.
So that's right.
They had access to other information. We only had information that was given to us
by our parents and our people
and our
around
teachers.
us.
Think
Right.
about it like this. Think about your kids in these phones, right? Okay. They almost come out knowing to swipe. You know why?
They do.
You know
Exactly.
why? You know why?
Please tell
what
me.
you was doing when you had them.
Swiping. Exactly.
Tomate.
The energy.
Because everything that
there
you're
it is.
doing.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my son, the stuff he come telling me, like, I'm learning.
Right.
Right? It took me years.
Right.
Me and him, my 10-year-old son, we'd have a conversation about things. It took me 25 years to learn. He knew them today.
Right.
Wow.
And I'm like, what were you heard? Where you got that from?
Right.
Well, I was listening to so-and-so, but it made sense to him. And I'm like,
wow.
I just learned about that. How you got it? I've been on this path for 20-some years. How you got it?
Churn coming here smarter. But you know, it's interesting that you said that because when you talked about what we give off, that is the first thing that I thought about is about how the kids come here swiping and knowing how to use the little kids.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this to you. And I'm going to let this go. You got to be careful when you telling them about these people that are not real. Like Santa Claus.
Man, okay. Listen, here's the thing. I don't tell them anything.
But you should.
I don't tell them that he exists. They have learned that from the outside.
But you have to control that.
That's a whole nother episode.
But it's not one we don't do.
I got you.
Lynn and I have had that conversation too.
We don't do.
Lynn is not with. She's not with us. She said, since we don't tell them, then. But they get it from out there, and I'm saying, shut that shit down.
Well,
I'm like, shut it down. Okay,
they don't go sit on Santa Claus' lap. The only thing that they have done is say, "What this Santa?" And this year may have turned the corner because they know Santa, and this is the reason why I don't dispute it. They already know. Mir said, "Mommy, Santa Claus didn't bring us nothing. You got us all this." I said, "You're right."
But Edison said Santa Claus was the wrong color.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
but that's because every picture that he's seen on TV,
I'm saying shut that shit down,
is a white Santa Claus.
Yeah, and. So that's fake.
But listen, Edison's 5. I don't care what he knows when he's 5 because he's not going to carry it. He's going to grow up and start and make up his own mind based on what he's given or not given.
I'm going to say this.
Okay.
That's one of the things. We can't leave these things up to happenstance because of our conditioning. I'm saying if he was another little boy, it wouldn't matter. But I'm saying because of our conditioning, our programming, we have to be very dedicated to making sure we put the.
I feel like if I'm not giving it to him, he's not gonna get it. If I'm not saying, "Here's what Santa Claus brought you. Here, let's go sit on Santa Claus' lap." Eventually,
okay. And then I definitely don't want to get into this, but so if Edison went to school and said. And somebody said, "Oh, Edison, what did Santa Claus bring you?" And he said, "Well, Santa brought me." But if he knows from home, "Oh no, ma'am, Santa Claus didn't bring anything, but my mom and dad gave me this." Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. Not allowing someone else to plant that seed. That's what.
Let me say this: it's not about you. I'm not. It's the subject matter. Period. Because this is in religion. This is a big thing.
Oh
right?
yes.
I mean, it's huge. And it's like. You teach the first lie you teach them. That's the number one lie. Whether you do it intentionally or not do it intentionally, that's one of the biggest lies that. You know, along with a lot of the other things that exist, but it creates later on. And so then when they start questioning or they start telling lies, then we get mad at them when they tell us these fantasized lies. Right. Then we get mad and want to beat them. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we taught them.
Right. Do we need to are we ready to move on? Do we need a break?
No,
because
move on.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I hope y'all got something out of that about God and everything else, because we damn sure discussed it. But we're not done. We're not done. Are we done? Are we done or are we not done?
No, I'm cool.
No, we're not done. I suppose. Oh.
Yeah. Talk to me.
I can't speak on this one. Y'all gonna have to talk to me.
No, I can't. I can't speak on it. But what I'm saying, I'm talking about, are we done with? Can we move on, or do we need a break? Do we need a break? This is heavy, but it's heavy good.
I'm fine.
You good? Okay. You need a break, sir?
I'm with you. I'm rolling.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. As you see, this episode 59 was just kind of about God and us and things, and being able to be open to something different.
I think it was about our existence. That's what I think it was about. Understanding our existence. Beginning to understand our existence.
Right.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
You're
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll call it part 2, maybe. I'll call it part 2.
I do want to interject one thing.
Okay. Do we need a sidebar? We need a sidebar? Sidebar means we're going to start talking about something else while we talk about something else.
Oh, this is part of it. It's just a little saying is that what I've come to the conclusion of is that spirituality is unseen. Well, science is unseen. Science is seen spirituality, and spirituality is unseen science. Because
I like
now,
that.
Well, you got to thank Brother Kaba. You guys, right?
That's another one.
KABA.
KABA.
Because KABA, Brother Kaba, or you can call him Booker T. If you guys hadn't seen Hidden Colors, please look at Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And 4, yeah.
Is it on YouTube now?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it really? Okay. Because I have the
I got the DVD.
The DVD, but I have nothing to play on.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking. Is there some other?
That was our main thing.
Okay. So there's another source.
So that's another source. You hadn't seen Hidden Colors.
Yeah.
Check out Hidden Colors.
Let's give a shout out to
Brother Tariq Nasheed.
That's right.
On Netflix.
On Netflix.
Thank you.
Okay.
But you can see clips on YouTube if you want to get an understanding of what Hidden Colors are.
Right.
It will blow your mind. Understand.
That's what they say.
Right.
Say this is the most eye-opening 4-series part series that you can ever watch.
He's working on 5 now.
Right.
I would definitely.
Right. Okay. And what's the other one? He got
1607.
1807. Yeah.
Which is about the Haitian Revolution.
The Haitian Revolution.
And how Haiti gained independence. And remember when they had the earthquake? And you heard people talk about, they just being punished.
Right.
Here they go.
Right.
They're being punished because they gained their own independence.
Right.
And that's what a nation's supposed to do.
But that's what we've been taught, and what we do, we run with it. We run with it.
Right.
Okay. All right, guys. So part 2 of this, I'm going to call this a historic episode, because, boy, we getting in it. Everybody knows Terrence Howard, okay? We know Terrence Howard from Empire. Oh, God.
The Best Man.
What's the one where he played the
Flow?
Hustle and Flow. That's it. I loved him in Hustle and Flow.
What else?
He was just...
A bunch of stuff.
It was so country. But anyway, so we know Terrence Howard. And Terrence Howard has taken a journey, I would say, on a deeper level, Brother Khemet, than you. I mean, this brother is... And... There was one particular clip. He was at the Emmy Awards, and he was on the red carpet, and they were talking about him being a presenter, whatever.
He said that he was no longer going to act after Empire.
After Empire, right?
Conversation. And
so we wanted to bring Brother Khemet in on this because it's so deep, it's so much information that it's over my head. I'm so confused. I'm not going to sit here and play with you.
I'm so confused.
You want to read it? You should read what he said.
You want me to read some of the things that he said?
Yeah, read what he said.
So
it's powerful.
Okay, well, first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to play the clips so that you will hear. So this is Terrence Howard on the red carpet, and here you go.
Lucius is in the house. Terrence Howard here. You made huge headlines when you said after you complete these 15 episodes of Empire, you got to walk away for a while or forever.
For good. I mean, everyone keeps trying to tell me don't say it's forever, but I've spent 37 years pretending to be people so that people can pretend to watch and enjoy what I'm doing when I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations that we've been looking for 10,000 years. Why would I continue, walking on water for tips when I've got an entire generation to teach a whole new world?
That's a big remark.
Yeah.
What do you intend to do?
Well, let me put it this way. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion. All motion is expressed in waves. All waves are curved. So where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? There are no straight lines. So when I took the flower of life and opened it properly, I found a whole new wave conjugations that expose the in-between spaces. It's the thing that holds us all together. I'm sharing that on Tuesday when I receive my star. I'm going to be able to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting something on YouTube where I will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity.
Did you also say you're getting your star on Tuesday?
Yeah.
On the Walk of Fame?
On the Walk of Fame, which is interesting.
Congratulations.
How am I getting a star when I've never received an Emmy nomination for TV?
You're a presenter tonight. You can do whatever you want when you stand in front of that microphone. What are you going to do?
I have no idea. I'm just being honest and looking at it. I would think an Emmy nomination would come first.
We're back from the clip. I didn't know it was on me. I'm sorry.
It's always on you. It's always on you. It's always on you.
We're back from the clip. Good luck.
You know what? You got some damn funky energy right now. I don't know what's going on with your source, but you need to check that. We need to pause again, and you need to walk out the door and come back in here.
I'm good. I just don't know.
No, you ain't good.
I don't know what he said.
Your energy.
I'm so confused.
Your energy stink. Okay,
No,
you messing up my vibe.
Well, no, I didn't know it was. I didn't know I was. Never.
You always bring us back from commercial.
No, but
yes,
we
you
weren't.
I mean, commercial breaks. You always bring us back.
So I didn't know.
You always bring us back. And when I do like this here, what does that mean? When I point the paper at you, what does that mean?
Right.
You got some
last minute.
Something has you twisted right now, and I don't know what it is.
I'm good.
Okay, no, you ain't good. You something, but you ain't good. I'm just telling you.
Y'all don't want to fight about it?
Exactly. I don't, because I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm reading this stuff and I have no clue what it says.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're reading the stuff and you have, but I'm saying your energy is off. We usually have better energy than this, and it's off. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying. So anyway, guys, you heard the clip, and so what I'm going to do is just kind of summarize some of the things that Terrence Howard said completely over my head. Can't tell you what he was talking about, but that's all right. That's why we got Brother Khemet here. So here we go. As you heard, he said that he has made some discoveries in his personal life. The science of Pythagoras is what he was searching for. He opened up the flower of life properly and found the real wave conjugations that they were looking for 10,000 years.
Pause.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
At all.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I only know about verb conjugation.
Okay. I was like, conjugation ain't the thing. That's
in English.
No, when you go, what it is when you go to the prison and have conjugation?
No, that's conjugal.
It's a joke. That's a joke, y'all.
Conjugal.
You know, I was like, is he talking about?
I thought of English class.
Listen, I'm like, was he talking about the conjugal visits at the prison?
I thought English class.
Okay.
Verb conjugation.
And Brother Khemet, I really want you to say when he said why he would continue, he's not going to continue to walk on water for tips. I'm assuming that has something to do with working, making movies, and then all that right there.
I get it now. Okay.
Okay. He has to teach an entire.
I get it.
Go
ahead.
Okay. He has to teach an entire generation a whole new world. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion. All motion is expressed in waves. All waves are curves. So where do the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids?
Pause.
Please talk. Wait a minute. There are no straight lines. Go.
Okay.
You said you get it. What you get?
Oh, I get the walk on water for tips.
What that mean?
Like to be this person put on this pedestal to do all this, and then he, just making a little bit of money. Is that what it means? Or making money at all?
You close.
Okay.
You close. You close to it.
So
now,
let me finish the last two.
Oh, go ahead.
So we go ahead, and then we can just go into it. When the flower I know, right? When the flower of life opened properly, the wave conjugations that expose that exposed the lines, the in between lines. That's the thing that holds us together. I'm thinking, T, that has something to do with the vibrations, the energy, and the earth and all of us. That's what I thought. Okay. And then he said he will prove that gravity is an effect, not a force. And that he was going to build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity.
Okay, now.
Okay.
That part where he's saying he's speaking of building in a simulation.
Figuratively, right? Not actually going.
Right.
Not actually going to the moon. Or
building
Saturn.
a model, like if you go to MIT or you go to these universities that deal in this type of research.
Okay.
They build all kind of things. They build all kind of models.
Yes.
So he put something on the internet where he built the Saturn, he built the Milky Way, and he did do what he said, but it's done on a computer simulation. Okay. So it's not like when he first said it, the only thing people can conjure in their mind was, this nigga crazy.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
He gonna build a Milky Way. He gonna build a planet Saturn.
Right.
And he said, I'm going to put it online. That's what he said. So that kind of gives you a clue that he wasn't talking about building a physical anything in reality that we know of. Right? Okay. The walking on water for tips is, you basically glided. What he's saying is that he's wasting his time right now.
Acting and doing all this stuff that's frivolous.
So that's why he said, why would I keep pretending to be someone?
For 37 years.
Right. So then the brother goes on to speak of that he's been studying on quantum physics since he was 12 years old.
Yes.
So what we know is just an actor. Actually, this man is a scientist. Then if you guys go pull up the thing that he did at Oxford. Okay. He goes into detail of he remembered what he came here for. He remembered what he came here for. And what he's talking about is he remembered the reason he came to this planet. Because what I found out and what the research is telling us is that our energy source determine when we come to this planet.
Yep. Hey, I'm listening.
And
I'm open.
He said that he can remember being born.
Wow.
He said he can remember being in the womb.
Okay.
Remember I told you everything is recorded.
It's recorded.
Some people are able to tap in. Some people, there have been people who've told you this, that they remember being in the womb.
Right.
There are cases right now in the book, people who, what we call reincarnation. We didn't have this conversation.
Right.
Based on the research and based on my understanding, that this particular planet we in a third dimensional planet, which is like a kindergarten for souls, for this energy source. So when you come here, in order for you to move on to the next lesson, you have to get a certain amount of information. Your watching it has to mature to a certain level for you to move on to your next position or next spot. Okay. In religion, they tell you that you have to accept Jesus in order to have eternal life, right? Okay.
I wish y'all could just see the head shake.
In
that Brother
universal
Khemet just
principles, energy. What did they tell you in school about energy? Energy can't be created, nor can it be destroyed. So if you're energy, right, and you can't be created, and you can't be destroyed, are you immortal?
Yeah.
So do you have to accept somebody to be immortal?
No.
But what does the Christian doctrine tell you?
You have to accept Jesus Christ and
Are you going well?
Or to hell.
Y'all, please. And I'm not trying to be funny. Don't, it's like you got to accept him to be something God and the third and the something.
No, well,
your Father, the Son, and the something or the other. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? No, oh Lord. Okay, I told you. I told you I was a heathen. I told you I was a heathen.
Accept Jesus in order for you to have eternal life.
Oh, I never heard that.
That means die and go to heaven.
Right.
Oh.
So if you don't accept Jesus, you're not going to heaven.
Well, don't you have to verbalize that you?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm saying that you accept him. The Trinity is the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
What they're talking about.
Okay.
They just completely threw the women out the picture. Right.
Okay.
But anyway, so the female ain't got no place.
Well, can I ask you a question, Tom?
Sure.
How does reincarnation fit into this?
Okay.
The living of other lives.
Okay. This is the way I was going.
Oh, okay.
I was finna go there and we went. Anyway, when you don't fulfill the mission, or you don't get to a certain level on this planet, right? What I've come to understand, and this is me, this is my belief, okay? That, and our ancestors, the reason I'm hung up on this information, and I'm not gonna say hung up, but because I believe it, because we can go into the temples, we can go into Khemet, which is in Egypt, which is the original name of Egypt, in case you guys don't know. We can go to Angkor Wat, which is in Cambodia. That's another thing. ANKGORWAT. Please look that up. It's one of the biggest temples on the planet, and it's in Cambodia. And if you go to these temples all across the world, even the ones under the ocean, each pyramid that exists sits on a power grid. Most people, we don't study this stuff, right? So they're not just there for decoration, and they're definitely not there for. Pyramids were never built for tombs, so we can kill that myth. And there's a ton of science that'll back that up. They were energy sources and healing. Some of the pyramids were built as hospitals for healing, and our ancient ancestors didn't believe in cutting the body open to heal it. They heal with vibrations, with sound, with instruments. Interesting. Musical instruments. Pyramids in school, right? You're not supposed to. Exactly. You got to remember something, and this will tell you. I'm gonna get back to reincarnation, but if you listen to the Wall Street Trapper, and when he talks about the financial world and why they don't teach you this stuff, he always used this example of why would the lion teach the gazelle how to get away from it. Right? So why would the power structure teach you this? The goal is to keep you captive.
Right.
So they can suck everything out of you for their benefit. That's the whole goal. So the matrix is designed. So just like in school system, they if the teacher wanted to teach you things outside of the curriculum, she gets in trouble. Yeah. Or he gets in trouble, right? So they make it where you can't teach certain stuff because the whole goal is to keep you trapped into a certain way of thinking. And it has been working, man.
Oh yeah.
They done a wonderful job.
Yes,
I'm giving credit. They done a wonderful job. But back to reincarnation, that there are cases on the books right now for people who have come back. Because when you come back, you start over as an embryo, right?
Okay.
But the way you come back is that remember when I told you about you're like a TV antenna. You're like a signal going to a TV. Right. Okay. If that TV falls off the wall, and Dr. Bruce Lipton breaks this down great, you have a signal being sent to you because you are from source, right? So everything is in that signal that makes you what you are. If that TV fall off the wall and break, the TV broke, just like if you die. The signal is there. The signal's still there. So what happens if there's an embryo that's created and it aligns with your vibration and you have made a decision to come back to the earth at that time, then you'll be matched with that embryo and you'll come back. Now the memories are white clean. Right. And the reason the memories are white clean is that if you come here with all those memories, because you are immortal. Right. So you have existed for eons of time. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. You don't know how many times you might have made it back to this plane. Right. Wow. Because you might have not learned your lesson. Right. So you don't know how many times you've been back on this plane. You got me? So it will completely mess you up if you had all those memories. Right. So you listen to these people who have the disorder. What they call them, they have split personality, and they have 4 or 5 different people in them. Right. Sometimes they have those memories, and they're completely different people. Right. And you can be male or female. Okay. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that may, I don't know now, I'm saying that may account for some of the cases of somebody saying, I feel like I'm in the wrong body, because they can be coming in the male and they can have the memories of their past life as a female.
Wow.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Y'all ain't ready.
Perfect sense.
I'm saying
Y'all ain't ready.
that could account for some of that. I don't know. Like I said,
I got you. It makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? And there's cases on the book. You can go and do your research with little kids who were telling their parents about these past lives.
Sidebar.
I did.
I
told you about one.
Oh, okay.
About the little boy who remembered being a TV producer.
Right.
And the reason it became of subject to his parents is because he was asking for things as a little boy. He was asking for things that didn't exist anymore.
Right.
Certain brands of soda.
Right.
And, and that stuff had been long gone.
Mm-hmm.
Then it developed even more where, he found himself in a book. Mommy, that's me.
That's me.
That
right.
was me.
Right.
And here's how I died.
This is here recently.
Right.
Yeah, this is recently.
This is how I died. This is how many children I had.
Yes.
They went and found the daughter of the man that he was talking about, and she confirmed everything that he said. So they said as he got older, his memory started to fade. But when he was a kid, those memories were very clear.
Was his dad a detective?
I don't remember.
That sounds like the case that I was going. His dad was a detective. This particular kid, and he thought he was a gangster.
Okay.
But he was an actor that played a lot of gangster roles. And he took, because he ran, and because his dad was a detective, his dad was like, I kind of know when people making stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trained.
Right.
And so over time, they started taking him serious. And he took them to where he used to live. And he met the daughter of who he used to be.
Okay, so then that might
be the same case.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It sound like it. And they stayed in contact with each other.
Right.
And
he was shot. He
was killed.
Okay.
But because he thought he wasn't a gangster for real.
Right.
But he played that character so many times
right.
that must have attached to him. And then you find out when you listen to actors today that certain roles, because you have to take on that persona.
Right.
And you got to think about it. Everything is recorded. Your cells take in everything that you do. It's recorded. Just like if you give an organ to somebody else, they get some of your characteristics because it records every single thing. Those cells are recording. Wow. And they can take a gram of human cell and they could put gigabytes of information on 1 gram of human cell. Wow. They have done it. This ain't science fiction, it's science fact.
Right.
They've done it. 1 gram of human cell.
I thoroughly believe that.
Well, let me ask you. So we have the concept of you are God. What is this thing that Terrence Howard is on? What? That's like we were
the flower.
Like we were here. Right. That's a whole nother level.
Okay.
Like I can't even comprehend. Like what Aries Spears said. Like, oh yeah, oh God is good. Yeah, and then things are weird. I don't even know what I just read. Right. I can't even. And I'm not the dumbest little thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know what that means. Right. How do you? So what is this level?
Okay, this level is the ultimate level.
Okay.
Because basically what he has done for himself, he's actually opened up one of the most highest level of consciousness within himself. So when you think of the idea of Jesus, what he's saying is he's on that level of consciousness. That's what he's saying. That's why he's creating this machine. I forgot the name of the machine, but it is to heal people. He figured out the right calculations. Because when you heal, you don't supposed to open the human body up.
Terrence Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
A machine.
Yeah, he's got it's a frequency machine. Because when he's talking about opening up the flower of life properly, it's because what he's saying is that Pythagoras, Da Vinci, they were trying to figure it out, but they was looking at it in a 2-dimensional way. And now he see it in a 3-dimensional way, because from what I'm understanding about the flower of life, because I had to do some research.
Right.
I've heard about it. The flower of life is something that's in every ancient temple all over this planet. Everywhere that you can go, whatever country you can think of that has ancient ruins, you see the flower of life. Okay?
Okay.
And the flower of life is based on what I understand, is based on secret geometry, is what the universe is created out of. So he's tapping into a higher level of consciousness that we're not even able to understand yet, because we ain't reached that level. Oh, wow. So his point to what he said, why would I keep walking on water for tips when I have a new complete generation to teach? Well, he's saying he want to bring humanity to a certain level of consciousness. And he himself have figured this out. So he's on there's a type of frequency that he's on right now. And he want to share it with the world. Is what he want to do.
And but you do understand, like those people who interview him, that's just some shit. That MF are crazy. Because it's not what they understand. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Ignorance.
Well, think about it this way. You said it to me, like, why I don't know this?
I've said all the time.
Why I don't know this? Well, we go back to understanding the matrix: religion, education,
entertainment.
Okay. When you have those, and you don't see, because you don't even know that you should be out here
looking beyond,
right? Because they have taken all your time and wrapped it into those things, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't even know that this stuff exists because nobody's introduced it to you. Because mom and daddy don't know, because nobody taught it to them.
Right.
Their mom and dad didn't know. It's the same way financially. If nobody teach you financial literacy in the household, you're not going to know financial literacy.
Right. I bet they knew when they came from Africa, though.
Not everyone. It's like I hear people, we were kings and queens. I'm like,
not everyone. Not everyone.
Kind of, sort of.
What about the regular people? Wasn't no regular people?
It was regular people.
Because usually the kings and queens are over a lot of people.
Right.
So, but I understand why they say that, because we're at such a deficit as a people. So we say that to shoot inspiration into our people. I don't understand that. But I'm like, it was just some regular people.
No, but I'm just saying,
and it's okay to be regular.
It's okay to be regular. I'm a regular person.
Overall, when Africans were brought over here for the purpose of slavery, I think their religion, like we said earlier, was not religion.
Right.
Their practices were something different.
It was all spirituality.
Nature. It was all spirituality.
Right.
And because the folks that brought them didn't understand it,
they
wiped it out.
A lot of enslaved Africans were practicing Islam.
Okay.
And the reason they was practicing Islam is the same reason we were practicing Christianity. It was put on them.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. But we hadn't talked about this. Spirituality is something that comes from the inside. Mm-hmm. Religion is something that's external. Spirituality is internal.
Right.
And there's no parameter and rules and regulations to, you got to wear a dress, you got to wear a hat.
Right.
You can't do this, you can't do that.
Right.
Because what we know about religious people are the most hung up people on the planet.
They are. True.
They got something to say about
every single thing. That's right.
And the sad part is just like, remember the movie Why Did I Get Married?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is my example of how religious people are. Jill Scott got kicked off the airplane and had to drive in the snow to the destination.
Up the mountains.
While her husband rode on the airplane with
her
friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
They get there. Mm-hmm. She's observing Marcus and Angela relationship. Mm-hmm. And the first thing she said, "Ooh, girl, I'm going to pray for y'all."
Mm-hmm. That's right.
She just not completely disconnected to
completely oblivious to what's going on around
her. Her husband is up on a trip with her friend.
Made you get off the plane.
Get off the plane.
That's right.
But you're going to tell this couple.
Right. That you're going.
I'm going to pray for y'all.
That's right. That's right.
I see that. I see that.
Send it to me.
I see that and hear it personally because everybody around me practice Christianity. And I'm looking at their situations and I'm listening to what they're saying and they don't line up to.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Practice. Okay. Right.
So it's like it disconnects people from reality a lot of times.
I agree with that.
And not just Christianity, but religion.
Religion. That's right.
That's right. The Muslims ain't a whole lot better.
No, not at all. Right. They say we supposed to walk behind them.
What women?
The women's
walk behind. Oh, okay.
Now, hold on. Listen. There's a logical reason for that.
We talked about. Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Oh, I found out
why
yesterday. Here we go.
Okay.
Lord, y'all, we could be here 6 hours if we could, but we're not going to.
Not everything is done for the wrong reasons. The concept of you walking behind a man is not anything chauvinist or anything like that. The concept is that the way that the creator set this thing up is that the male was designed to be the protector. He was designed to be the first line of defense for the female. And like not doctor, but please, you guys, if you get a chance to listen to Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown is one of the deepest brothers out here that's speaking a lot of truth. He's explaining that when they study the bones all over the world, they see the male bones are broken, the skulls are crashed in, but they don't see it with the women and children. And so he's laying out that I am from the category of women and children on the lifeboat first. Okay? Which we're designed, because we're expendable, so we're designed to be protectors. So the original concept of us and you guys walking is so if any danger comes. So today is different now.
That makes sense. I can rock with that.
And it's the same thing as opening the door. You're not supposed to open the door and allow the female to walk in the door.
You're supposed to open it and
you're supposed to check to make sure, because you're supposed to make sure there's no danger first.
Right.
Right? To protect her. That's supposed to be the goal.
Okay.
But today we got things backwards, just like the concept of pink is a female color and blue is a male color. They completely twisted.
Oh. Okay, so I got a question for you.
Why?
I have been on this thing for the last probably 6 months with my nephew. Okay, you open the door for grandma and you let her go in first. So now you're saying that that's incorrect. So he's supposed to open the door, walk in first, and then let her walk behind.
Well, he's
and that my concept was what I was taught was the gentlemanly thing to do is to open the door for the female. So I tell him, you open the door for your mom, you open the door for your little sister, grandma, me.
This is what we got to understand. We in a different society,
right?
We're in a different age,
right?
These concepts was created at a different time,
right?
Right. So today, it's not really a bad thing to open it, because if you come to the house, you're hoping you go into your house, you know what I'm saying?
And you're going to be safe, okay.
But the original,
okay.
I think was a form of protection. In some places, you do need to walk and make sure.
Okay. Because I guess what I want to say, because if I'm going to tell him to practice this, then I want to give him the history behind it. That's what I'm missing. So I want to tell him what the concept came from, and in situations where you do need to go in first. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to be a gentleman and then open the door.
And see, here's another thing that I always tell people is that when you're born, right, the play button is press play forward, not play backwards.
It's a good, yeah.
Right?
Check it out.
So you never go back to find out, well, what is this? Why is this? Like on YouTube right now, one thing I love about YouTube is it can be very educational. Like they showed you the proper way to use a can opener. Now, how many years we've been using the can opener wrong?
47. 47.
We didn't know what the little ridges on the bottom of the glass salt and pepper shakers was for.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know, right? We didn't know what the little holes in the Snickers was for. Now we know, because nobody ever taught us these things.
That's
what
right.
For? What the ridge in the Snicker for?
The little holes for air, and then the I still don't know what these. I saw the video. Like the holes that be up in Snickers is a reason. They're not just there for the hell of it. There's a purpose for them.
Mm-hmm. The ridges in the salt and pepper. I feel like I know that.
The bottom of the glass salt and peppers. They got little ridges in the bottom. Where you're supposed to turn one upside down and rub the other one, and then it allow the stuff to come out evenly.
Oh,
right.
Instead of, like we shake it.
We shake it.
That's
right.
not what we're supposed to do. That's what we've been taught to do.
Aluminum foil. Aluminum foil.
It ain't to cover food?
No.
No.
The box.
The
box.
The box of aluminum foil.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed that there are 2 holes on the side?
Yes.
You know what they're for?
No.
Exactly.
What they for?
Tyrone, I'm almost about to go get. I'm almost about to go get it. You know what I'm saying? To show
curious.
you.
Just tell me real quick.
Okay, the roll is sitting in the case, right?
Yeah.
Well, they got the little shredded ends where you take your fingers and push the thing inside. So when you pull the roll, it don't come out the box.
Oh, Jesus.
50 years old, did not know that.
Who knew?
So, and I see the little holes on the side.
Yeah, you don't pay no
attention.
Well, here's the thing.
Why didn't you tell us?
Right. That I'm saying, if you wasn't taught this stuff,
right,
you don't know it.
Right.
Right. And that's how everything is.
Yeah, you're right.
So when you ask the question why I don't know, because it wasn't taught. And here's the other part. A lot of stuff you don't even know that you need to know.
Right.
You don't know.
Exactly.
You don't even know you need to know it.
You don't even know you need to know.
Because the power structure has done a good job of religion, education. Oh, politics. That's
politics.
That's the other one.
Okay.
Because all these are cons. None of these all of them don't do anything for you personally.
That's all. And we're so wrapped up in them.
Right.
We get fixated on all. What do we do? Girl, it's Thursday. I got to go.
Yeah,
but
gotta go watch.
Let's do our thing. Okay, well, let me watch Grey's Anatomy.
I'm gonna
go watch the basketball game. And what we do? We'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
Let's take a look at this.
Don't get me started on education.
For how long?
Say that again.
We've been doing what?
Like we've been voting for how long?
Ooh, not long.
Since I've been 18.
No, I'm just saying how long we've been voting.
You mean as
black people?
As black people?
Oh, okay.
Is it 60 something years?
Okay. Have we got better or worse?
No, worse.
No.
Okay.
Worse as far as I'm concerned.
What do they tell us every year?
Oh,
you got to vote. You got to vote, right?
You got
and
to
you're
vote.
like, what exactly? What is it? Now, if you want to talk about local level
right.
voting, you got some kind of control,
right?
But voting for a president, it don't. If you control your local, you could care less who the president is.
Absolutely,
well, clearly.
But they don't spend time teaching people the importance of that.
Well, 2016 taught me that
what
voting for the president don't matter
because
somebody else made the decision.
No, why that this time? Wait a minute, I'm lost.
The voters didn't choose the president.
Voters never choose the president. Why you saying?
But they make us think that we do.
Okay, you just learned that in 2016.
Correct.
That's what you
2016 showed me.
Oh, that's what
okay. What are you saying that you did not know about the Electoral College? What are you saying? What are you saying?
No, that
that's what she's saying.
We can vote,
right?
But some other entity actually picks the person. I mean, I know the Electoral College does, but I don't even think the Electoral College chose him.
Oh, okay.
No, the Electoral he won. You have to have 270 electoral votes. He got that
correct.
So that's why he
and
won.
No popular vote, but they tell us to go vote.
No,
I'll never understand that.
That has never happened. It always been electoral.
I know, and I'm saying to me that's why we need Tom Steyer. That's some foolackery. You know what I'm saying?
That the popular vote.
Say that again?
No, what I'm saying is I think if 10 million people voted for me to be president, and 8 million voted for you, but because
you won.
Because I should win. The people who clicked the thing, not because of Electoral College that was put with the grids and the lines.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
And we are told to go vote based on that concept. If you vote, your person is likely to win because the popular vote. We are the popular vote.
Popular vote, and it means nothing.
Clearly, it don't matter.
Well, I'm gonna say this. They did teach us in school how the Electoral College worked. and they told us that every senator is represented by 400,000 people, and that when you vote on party. You don't vote for the president ever. When you vote for the party.
The party.
And if they win those electoral votes, they become president, and
that's what happened.
They've been told us that. Popular vote never won a president.
As far as I'm concerned, that ain't what happened either. But that's okay.
Well, guys, listen. I love you. I love both of y'all. We got to wrap up. It's whoo.
There's so much more to say.
Do we feel like do we need to have Brother Khemet back so we can?
I'm sure
we can.
Yeah, we do.
Because that was a lot.
Yeah.
And guys, again, this is what we wanted, just to try to open the door just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For some people, you may be offended.
Sorry.
I was going to say,
not sorry.
I was going to say, I'm not going to apologize, because we want to open the door and just be informed. And then you make your own decision. Tyrone, Brother Khemet gave us several names up here. We're going to post them on on our Facebook page. And
all we're saying to do is just go.
Just do your research. Do your own research. And let me say this. Brother Khemet and I talk. We talk every day. I get so much information, but what I do is I go look and research for myself. Then I'm able to make a decision on whether I want to move forward with that way of thinking or not. Mm-hmm. Brother Khemet has never said to me, "Oh, you stupid." And if I have a question that I don't understand, I ask, but I go do my own research. You know what I'm saying? It could be something very, very small, or it could be something very, very large. But I want to be the best person that I can be. I want to grow to where I am, where I really truly believe and understand that I am God. That's my mission. I don't know about anybody else's mission, but that's what I'm starting to believe. So, that is. I didn't come from a family who did the whole church on Sunday, on Wednesday. That's how my dad didn't raise me like that. My stepdad, shout out Lewis Hall, he didn't do that.
But again,
and my mom wasn't like that. So,
well, Christians, that ain't, again, like I said earlier, they ain't far from what the Christians believe anyway. You said you created in God's image.
If a person like Reverend Ike, if they could marry the science of living with the religion of Christianity, it would be a perfect marriage, because they're this close. Right. It's just they're missing pieces,
right?
Which
I can't wait to
holding
see
them back.
They ain't gonna do it.
Reverend Ike remind you of a old black exploitation movie with the slick hair, you know what I'm saying, and the big round. But then if you get past that and listen to him, and I'll show you. I got my Reverend Ike. That it was, what do you visualize before you go to bed every night? That's what I listened to the other night. Wow, you know what I'm saying?
And, we didn't even get into the how the mind works, the conscious mind and the subconscious.
Well, we're gonna write it down and let's do it again.
We'll do it next time.
Put that down. So I got some slob on that. Put that down. No, on this right here.
Start the recording.
No, we good. No, we getting ready. We getting ready to get on up. We at
what you say? Conscious mind.
Okay, your mind is broken down in two parts. Mm-hmm. You have your conscious mind and you have your subconscious mind. Now, the superconscious is what's connected to source.
Okay.
But the conscious mind is responsible, which is represented by the masculine energy. The conscious mind moves in straight lines. It's like it makes your critical thinking, right? It has your ego in it, right? It helps you make decisions. It helps you also create. Now, I'm gonna tie this into how what took place in Christian religion and why females are at this low state.
Okay, we recording this. We move. You need this. Okay, all right.
So
quickly,
the conscious mind is
gotta wrap up.
The conscious mind is considered the masculine mind. The subconscious mind, which is responsible for all your internal controls. So when you sleep at night, you don't die. Conscious mind keep your heart beating, your brain working, your pineal gland working, all that. But it also has another dynamic function. It's a mirror to what you think and what you say. Okay. Whatever you give it, it will give it back to you.
And that's the female.
That's the feminine.
Whatever you give it, it will give it back.
So the ancients used to say that the conscious used to have to subdue the subconscious because the conscious feed the subconscious. So you have to be consciously. You have to be real careful what you think and what you say,
right?
Because it feeds into the subconscious, right?
That's gonna be our next show.
The subconscious will deliver whatever it is you feeding, because the subconscious can't differentiate whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Right.
You don't want to be a serial killer. And if you put your energy and focus on being a serial killer, the subconscious will make that happen for you. Okay? Now, the subduing, the conscious subduing the subconscious. So you got the masculine subduing the feminine. And today that has turned into that man should be over woman.
Next show.
All right.
Coming up.
No,
well, not next. But
we're gonna come back
coming show.
And it's going to be the mind, subconscious and conscious. Okay, well, Brother Khemet, I hope the listeners get something out of what we talked about today.
But yeah,
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Tyrone is right. Like marry the two things, because the Christians say that too.
Right.
They say by the speaking out your mouth. Don't
Right. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. They
already there.
They just missed the parts.
But they stop.
See the parts that they're missing. They have been shut down.
Right. Shut down.
They won't allow you to bring these parts in.
You got to stop right there.
Because that's why I say if science and religion can ever marry or even date,
we
would go to a whole nother level as a human race.
They have the same concepts and ideas.
They did not fall.
No,
but we go back to the structure, power structure. Want to keep you right there because it works to their benefit.
Right.
Okay. Brother Khemet, thank you so very much.
You guys are welcome
for being a part of.
Well, you gonna come back?
Yeah, we gonna come back. We gonna move right on, guys, because Lynn got to get to Greensboro.
All right.
I got to
do whatever. Go to the grocery store.
Wait on Ross to get off.
to go to the grocery store. You gotta go to the grocery store.
You know,
the cupboards are bare.
Where the cupboards not bare.
The cupboards are
live,
bare.
Honey.
She got some napkins up there.
The devil is the truth.
But you can't eat napkins. The devil is a liar.
The devil is the fool. The devil is the truth. What? The devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up again. Thank you, Brother Khemet. That was enlightening. I can't wait till we have our next show on the conscious mind and the subconscious.
And
I can't
the
wait.
Superconscious.
All right, guys. Now we're gonna get into.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
All right.
Go ahead and do your little thing. Go ahead and do your little thing.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
No.
My babies. Oh, the babies.
Okay, look,
I love them.
We consistent.
I know. Here's the thing. I just was excited.
Okay.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Chris Brown and Drake got a song.
Okay.
You know it?
I think so. I think I've heard it. What's the name of it? Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay.
We can Google it real quick.
How the hell is you going to bring something to the thing and you ain't know the
Chris
thing?
Brown and Drake, because I don't know the name of the song.
I think I know what you're talking. I think I've heard it.
I don't know if it's I don't want to play no games or play no games or
Guidance.
You got it, girl.
I think it's guidance.
Got it?
I think that guidance. Guidance.
That's something totally different than what the word
I
is
think that's it. I think that's Chris Brown's song. I'm not sure.
It's Chris Brown's song featuring Drake.
Featuring Drake. Okay, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, the point is, I like the song.
Okay.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I like the song.
Okay,
it's a cool song. Have you ever listened to the words?
If that's the song, yes. If that's the song,
well, Google it.
Okay,
I don't have a phone. You know, give me the phone. I'll Google it.
Child. Okay, what else you got? What else you got?
Okay, so as I'm Googling this, I want to shout out to our friend of the Defy Life the Defy Life Network.
Okay.
Mr. Corey Gooden.
Corey.
For that wonderful new commercial that he does. Well, it's new to me. Kim says it's been out for a minute. The commercial is new to me.
Well, it's not the commercial. We used it for something else, and I think they made it into a commercial, if that's the same one I'm talking about. But anyway, okay. But it is cool. It is nice.
But it plays on our show.
Yes.
So make sure you listen to it when it plays. It's a wonderful commercial, but it would not be what it is without that voice.
Without the voice.
Corey Gooden, I done told you. I've been telling you for 15 years.
The voice.
16, 17 years.
Yes.
I don't know, however long we've known each other. I've been telling you to do something with that voice. You can go be the Kraft mac and cheese man.
You know what?
Because we don't know where he is now. Is he back on the street or something? What happened to him?
Who the hell is the Kraft mac and cheese man?
The Kraft mac and cheese. The black man that was homeless. And somebody pulled up on him and was like, your voice is amazing. And then they took him and they made him into the Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh, okay. No,
you'll love it. Last time I seen, they said he was back on the street, but I don't know what happened after.
That's not the guy from a couple years ago with the afro, and they found him on NBC, and he radio host.
So he had the golden voice.
Yeah, the golden voice.
It was Kraft Mac. Okay, I didn't know.
You know you love it.
Okay, all right. What else you got, sis?
What happened to him?
Walmart.
I don't know what happened. I'm saying the last time I heard a report on him, that he had fallen off.
Yeah, that's the last thing I heard too.
He really. Okay, what else you got?
And he made money too.
Walmart?
Anyway, Walmart. I expect to get a W. No Guidance is the name of the song.
I thought, okay,
that ain't got nothing to do with what they say.
I thought that was a song. That is a really cool song.
No Guidance.
Okay.
Why is it called that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm expecting a W-2 form from Walmart, and I haven't gotten it yet.
Because you go there a lot?
Because I go there, and now I ring up my own groceries, so I feel like I work there.
I need you to give a brother Khemet, and I need you to get some stocks because I stand Family Dollar. I need to buy some stock in Family Dollar.
Yeah,
and
I need it in Walmart.
In Walmart, you really do. Okay,
but why am I going there ringing up my own shit now?
The same way that you
because things is a changing.
On gas because I don't know if you remember.
I don't.
Okay,
when people used to pump it for you,
there was a one time that the idea of you pumping gas just didn't even enter your mind.
That's right.
They still do it in New York.
Pull up a gas. Well, there's reasons for that.
Okay. right. Okay. Other reasons.
It's not because they want to.
Right. Other reasons. I understand.
Brother Khemet,
yes.
do you have anything for this? Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
He wasn't finished telling me why I'm doing my own groceries in Walmart.
Oh.
Okay.
Because, like I said, back in the day, you used to pump your own gas.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That got phased out.
Well, they used to pump it, and it got phased out. Now we do.
So
okay.
People said the same thing that you're saying about that. They said, I'm not going to ring up my groceries. They said, I'm not pumping my own gas. I'm not going to have my check deposit. I want my check. Mm-hmm. And your check is deposited.
Directly deposited.
That's your check deposit because it get there quicker and you ain't got to go get off work early to go cash it because it's in the bank and you got your card.
So what you telling me this is evolution?
Right.
Well, hell.
Boo. I want a W-2 form. Walmart. Run me my money, Walmart.
When you go get your next burger, you going to be at the kiosk ringing up your
own food. Lord. As long as I ain't got to cook it.
That's already happening.
No, the robots are going to
It's already there.
The robots going to do that.
You can do it at McDonald's. They got a kiosk.
Can I go on with my this ain't
gonna Walmart, run me my money. All right, go ahead.
Do you watch A Million Little Things?
I do.
I thought you would. I knew you would. The white guy who he kissed the girl the other day.
Oh,
and then she got oh my God, I'm sorry, don't do that. And then she ran to what's going on with that?
He is the recipient of her brother who was killed in a car accident's heart.
And that's what the other man said, you're hiding. I know what you're hiding.
I don't know what he's hiding, but yes. He's the recipient of his heart.
Of the girl he was kissing's
brother's
heart. Mm-hmm. Okay. I said, I know Lynn watches this, and I'm going to ask her because this is season 2, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna catch up.
But I have to watch this episode,
okay?
Because I am curious to know what he's hiding. But
okay.
Yeah,
I said
that was her boyfriend that said that. Okay. I know what you're hiding.
I know what you're hiding. That show looked like something you would watch that I would want to watch, and I want to see if you had to watch.
It's really good.
See, that's why you're my person. That's why you're my person.
But you gotta watch This Is Us too.
I've only watched season 1. I'm so far. I don't even catch up. Yeah.
Okay, but A Million Little Things is good.
Okay, and this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Y'all, if you have not seen Lynn and the video of Fire Marshal Bill, please go to our not our website. What is this?
Our Facebook page or Kim's Facebook page.
It is posted. Guys, listen. Y'all know we do the foolery. I almost had a little leaky leak. I was laughing so hard. I was laughing. And Jayla was here. And I was playing. And she started looking. She started cracking up. Then Ross started cracking up. Y'all, that's just the chemistry that Lynn and I have. I'm just telling you, came out of nowhere. Right. It wasn't planned, but it was really, really good. So if you haven't checked it out, Edison, hush.
And Ryan can still get it, by the way.
You know what? If Fire Marshal Bill ain't gonna say it, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Go to our Facebook page and look at it. If it doesn't make you laugh, then something wrong with you. Something wrong with your soul.
Right.
I'm just saying. Something wrong with your soul.
Is not lined.
All right, sis. Lord, y'all. And we apologize. It's been extra long, but this is what we wanted to do.
Oh, well.
That's right, because it's our show, and we can go 3 hours if we want to.
It was 2 hours and 35 minutes.
All that. Ain't nothing got to come out. Ain't nothing got to come out. But anyway, it's one time.
Yeah.
We got a special guest.
Listen to it in parts.
Yes, we got a special guest.
I listen to the shows in parts all the time.
Dropping knowledge. Trying to help us be a better people, man.
Right.
Yes. You know
this
what?
This journey is a journey that you would never get to the end of.
Okay. All right. We got to keep on. All right, sis. Let's go ahead and get on up out of here. Okay. Guys, our next live show will be on 2/15. Now, sis, that's when we're supposed to be having our little joint birthday thing. So we're going to have to do all that.
And I'm supposed to be trying to move.
All
that day.
God, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna work it out.
Maybe not.
Guys, go to the website www.godefylife.com. Check out the AEN gear. We got the long sleeve tee. We got the sweatshirt. We got the short sleeve tee. We got it going on. And I mean, shout out to everybody at the thing, but our logo is hot.
Yeah.
Our logo is hot.
Our shirt. That's the
okay. We will have our first AEN giveaway starting this month, because this is the first.
Oh Lord,
starting this month.
Where did February come from?
Girl, I don't know. And y'all, Monday's my birthday.
All right, happy birthday!
Oh, hey,
happy birthday to ya! Happy birthday to ya! Happy birthday!
Okay, that's enough. All right.
We did a show on your birthday last year, didn't we?
We sure did. Okay.
And on mine.
All right, guys, we gonna shout out all the podcasters.
All right.
Don't forget, visit the website www.godefylife.com.
Email us.
Please, y'all.
AEN.
Let me tell you about Brother Khemet.
At godefylife.com.
Let me tell you about Brother Khemet. He'll call me in a minute. Hey, let me tell you about the show. I'm like, would you just send an email? Would you send an email or comment?
We got time to send an email.
I know, right? But anyway.
We might forgive you, Brother Khemet, but other people who work at a desk that sit in front of a computer all day, email us.
Okay.
And leave a comment. And rate us 5 stars.
Yes.
And share the podcast.
I'm about to get my camera.
Go ahead.
I'm about to get my camera. You got that look.
I got the look. Y'all don't want the look.
Damn. Okay. We drop an episode every Tuesday. God told my y'all, please do something so she won't feel like that. I'm trying to say that energy. Okay. Anything else, sis?
No.
Brother Khemet, anything else before we sign off? You good?
Well, we appreciate you coming. We blessed and highly favored.
That's my Russell. Thank you guys for coming out.
God bless you. God bless you. All right, well, sis, here we go. If you ain't define life, then what are you doing?
Later.
Hey, Siri.
Hey, how may I help you?
Play the Relationship Status Podcast.
Playing the Relationship Status Podcast.
I would ask them, like, what are you doing? Where are you going with this? What are you trying? And he really didn't have, like, a real answer.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like we were going to be compatible later on down the line.
I think that goes back to something I've often heard and think myself, that men date women thinking they're never going to change, and women date men
thinking that they are,
thinking that they can change them.
Relationship Status. New episode every Monday at 12 noon on Defy Life Network.